Victoria and Tasmania. The Vicks a chance to make amends for last year when they were beaten by over 5 goals. Madden got the first tap out, went through his legs. Atkins went through very solidly. And the umpires might have to assert their control here early. Steve Wallace has come in with the first free kick at the game. The fight's still on just off the circle. It involves Paul Hudson. A chance for Tasmania now to clear the ball. Hand pass. Comes up towards centre field now. And a chance for Gale, if he can pick the ball up. Getting offloaded down there was Stevens. Dougie Barwick boot the ball pretty quickly down towards half forward for the Tasmanians, and the ball knocked out of bounds for Victoria by Eccleston in front of Klug. We'll see a boundary throw in right on the 40-metre mark.
Yes, Brett Lovett, Pete, has the tagging job on Paul Hudson.
And Paul Hudson kicking 9 goals last week against Collingwood, so he's in great touch. Klug, short kick. Is that a mark? I think the umpire's going to play it. Yes, it is. Let's see who's got it. It's Brendan Gale.
We played a top game Sunday up on the Gold Coast. Slightly different conditions. 27 degrees up on the Gold Coast on Sunday.
You should keep mentioning that, Bernie.
And only 12 degrees here today.
Well, the conditions, though, I think probably better for football, though, Bernie. A little bit hot at Carrara, so Kevin Bartlett told us later, with all the players rather exhausted, Gale should get the distance with his kick. First score to Tasmania. It looks like a goal. It is.
Well, the upset winners last year here at the North Hobart Oval, Tasmania. They won very well, and there's no reason why they can't perform up to that standard again this year, because most of these players are AFL players, and long gone are the days when Tasmanian players were the chopping block of the Victorian side. And Brendan Gale has done particularly well playing at centre half forward. Very good strong mark and moves around well.
Madden against Tony Klein, North Hobart boys, right in that centre of the ground. The quick kick comes towards the half-forward line. Russell Morris charges after against Shanahan. It's taken to the line, and it will be a throw-in.
They're pushing the back, pushing the back, Pete. Against Arceri, no one knows what's going on.
Well,
the Andy Lovell, not
they
sure.
They still don't know.
No, now he knows.
Well, it's Andy Lovell, no longer with the blonde tips. Melbourne player, of course, Andy Lovell, finding it hard to get into that Melbourne senior team, but he kicks to the half-forward line. Klug in front, thumped towards the centre of the ground. Larkin was there, but a socket off the ground towards half-forward, and it's a holding decision. It will be a free kick going to Russell Morris, who was held as he went for that mark. Now, he should be able to make the distance from there. It's about 45 metres. Shanahan is on the mark, and of course their teammates playing against each other down at St Kilda, Russell Morris and Jamie Shanahan. Steins is leading, but as Bernie Quinlan said before, that semicircle is 40 metres from goal, not 50. So Russell Morris taking his time. Kicks from about 50 metres, a low trajectory kick to the full forward line. It's thumped the ground, the Vicks go in after it. There's a quick kick for Victoria by Peter German, and he has put it through for a behind. And Victorian Guernsey, as you can see, slightly different to past years with those white rims around the shoulders there.
Flashings perhaps, Pete.
As we see David Grant about to bring it back into play. He's had a great year with the Saints, was out through injury for a couple of weeks, but he's a very underrated player. The ball has thumped the ground. Strong tackle by Liberatore, and that is holding the ball against the Tasmanian player Steve McPherson. So again, two Footscray teammates against each other in that contest.
I'll tell you what, Pete, when you're tackled by Tony Liberatore, you certainly know you're tackled. Very strong upper body strength.
And he has many of them too. A beautiful kick to the full forward line. Some pushing and shoving going on here. And it will be tapped over the line for Tasmania by Simon Minton-Connell. There he is. Minton-Connell, the Carlton full forward. Scoreboard shows Tasmania 1 goal, Victoria on 2 behinds.
4 points the difference in favour of Tasmania. That's nearly out of bounds without it being touched. I don't know whether Minton-Connell got a hand to it or not. And the free kick will be taken down there for Victoria by number 15, Ian McMullen.
That was kicked in by David Grant, Pete, who's playing full-back on Mill Hanna.
Hanna up behind. Ball punched to ground. Coming away as Lovell again, but the umpire has put a whistle on play, and it's going to be a free kick to Tasmania. It'll be taken out there by Adrian Fletcher. He's kicked a half back, and the mark taken by Trent Nichols. Nichols kicks towards the centre wing again. And maybe a little bit of breeze just cutting that out in front of David Grant, and this time it'll be thrown into play. Was it a free kick out on the foot? It was. So as I said, just a slight breeze. Shanahan might have got into the back of Morris out there, and Morris will take his second free kick of the quarter. Russell Morris, formerly of Hawthorn, now playing and having a great season with St Kilda. Hannah at the back is the flyer. The kick off the ground comes through for a goal, and that was put through by Jimmy Steins.
Good roving at the back there by Jimmy Steins, not usually his task. He's usually the one flying for the mark. A much better kick off the boot there from Russell Morris. A poor kick earlier. But Jimmy Steins able to read the ball quickly off the pack. And not a lot of Tasmanians getting back in defence there to help out. And that gave a fair bit of space there for the Tasmanians, or the Victorians, to score that goal.
And that goal kicked by Jimmy Steins, 2 points the difference in favour of Victoria.
Pritchard gets Tasmania forward to the half-forward line. This is Paul Hudson, been in great form. Oh, he kicked it into Barwick. It wasn't intended to be. Barwick is a great kick of a ball. And from 65 metres, it's a wobbly one up the Klug. Couldn't take the mark. Tasmania charging after it. There's a quick kick at goal for Tasmania by Alexander. And he's put it through. Colin Alexander has kicked the second goal for Tasmania. He played well here last year. 2 goals straight. Lead Victoria 1 goal too as we look again in replay.
Yes, Dougie Barwick, he went for the long kick. You see he's a good kick. This is not a great kick from Duck. Wobbled off the boot. Johnny Klug, a little nudge there. Not able to hold the mark, but Alexander is very good forward pocket rover. As Peter McKenna said, he did a lot of good work last year in the forward pocket.
Back into the centre, Gale and Alexander, the goal kickers for Tasmania. Good tackle applied by Klug. The ball spills free out of the hands of Matthew Larkin. Darren Pritchard is the last to get up. He's the Tasmanian captain here this afternoon, having a good season with Hawthorn. And of course played in this match last year.
He's being tagged too by Nathan Burke.
Madden and Klein do battle in the rucks. A chance for the Vicks to go forward through Mark Arceri, Morris at the back. Number 28 down there for Tasmania is Andy Lovell. He's been in the thick of things in the first quarter. Doesn't come up with the kick here. Ball booted past Hannah. Trent Nichols goes to ground. Finally the ball picked up and biffed back towards the boundary line. It's going to beat Grant and Hannah over it. And it will be thrown in right on the 40-metre line. David Grant, Mill Hannah. Grant wearing number 10. Ball knocked down by Shanahan. Quick kick comes up towards the forward pocket, but there is a whistle on play, and it's going to be brought back.
Well, that's the third free kick that Russell Morris has been given, and all thoroughly deserved. So Shanahan's got to have to watch himself. Bernie at centre-half back on this player.
Well, he's getting the free kicks because he's putting his body in front. And Shanahan...
Basic rule of football, Bernie, isn't it?
Shanahan may be worrying about the man too much and not worrying about where the ball is.
So Russell Morris will kick from about 50 metres again. That line is 40 metres from goal here at North Hobart. Marking contest in the goal square. Now Hannah's kicked it through. Is it full points? It is. So Hannah bringing up Victoria's second goal. The Vicks leading by 2 points.
I think we might see a very high-scoring game here today, Pete. Russell Morris not getting a lot of distance with his kicks. But they're a very easy goal, and slack defence by Tasmania to allow that goal to happen.
I thoroughly agree with that. That was very, very slack. Far too easy. Mark Arceri kick the Victoria forward. Charging after it for Tasmania is Andy Lovell. He's got it at half back. Now he's going short. And a beautiful pass has found Klug right down on the half back line. He's looking further afield towards Trent Nichols. Nichols on the right foot to half forward, but a good mark taken for Victoria by Tony Free. He's been playing in the back pocket for Richmond. Very talented player, good enough to be up the ground too. Charging after it for Tassie is Andy Lovell again. Still in play. This is Shanahan. St Kilda player to the half forward line, and a nice easy mark taken down there by Craig Scholl. But in the meantime there was a push out, so it's Klug. He's looking quite dangerous. John Klug to the half forward line. Oh, nudged out of it was McCarthy. Could have been a free kick. Eccleston taken to the line. What do you think, Bernie?
Well, Eccleston's a very steady defender. Has had a great year for Footscray. I don't think the free kick could have been paid. It would have been a bit soft, I think, Pete. But Ecclestone has a job tagging McCarthy.
Madden taps it to Grant Alexander in after it again, gets a quick kick to it. Taken away by Matty Larkin. Larkin to the half-back line. Oh, good mark, a diving mark. And that was Fletcher, gets it on to Klug. Klug to the half-forward line. Brett Lovett underneath it, goes to get it again. A very talented player, Lovett. Sweeping hand pass to Larkin. Oh, smothered beautifully, the hand pass. Tap back. There's Lovett again with a chip pass out wide, and he's found Scholl, a North Melbourne utility player. Craig Scholl to the half-forward line. Hannah in front. Grant at the back.
Kick.
And a free kick going against Hannah, and a penalty kick to David Grant.
Grant's from the right half-back flank. Marking contest out there at the centre wing position. The mark taken by Fletcher.
He's had a good year, Pete, Fletcher.
Fletcher right on the boundary line. Boundary lines here very close to the boundary fence. And there's another good mark, dragged in by McCarthy. He decides to get play moving quickly. McCarthy kicking up towards half-forward. And the Tasmanians' aerial supremacy at the moment as Klug chips in to take a very good grab.
Well, superb football there by the Tasmanians. A good mark to McCarthy, a strong lead. He took it on the second grab. A bit of a worry for the Victorians is the tall Tasmanian forward line. Johnny Klug, who's had a good year for the Adelaide Crows. McCarthy, a talented player for North Melbourne.
So Klug, for Tasmanians' third goal. Numbers 1 and 2 have kicked them. That's Gale and Alexander. Klug wearing number 3, but he's registered only one behind. So 2-1 to 2-2. 1 point the difference with 15 3/4 minutes left in the opening term here at North Hobart. Beautiful conditions for football. 3-on-1 in favour of the Vicks out there. Stevens gets the hand pass. Arsiri kicks up towards half-forward. Strong mark taken by Minton Connell. Gets the hand pass away to David Grant, and Grant with a long clearing kick gets it back up towards the centre square. A marking contest. It went past Atkins. Chance for Tasmania. The ball picked up by McPherson.
McPherson to the half-forward line. Awesome flyers there, taken by Tony Free to centre wing. Oh, Minton Connell, a 30-metre punch to half-forward. Here's a chance for Tasmania. The short one is on, and it comes to Paul Williams, the Collingwood wingman. Kicks towards goal, but misses to the left. And Paul came from North Hobart, so he should know this ground at the back of his hand.
So did David Noble, number 27, plays for Fitzroy now.
That was a great clearing punch there from Simon Minton Connell, playing on the half-back line. Surprisingly, I thought he may have been at full forward.
The scores are level, 14 apiece, 2-2. Hinkley to the half-back line. Madden is the flyer at the side of the pack. This is Darren Pritchard. McPherson, the short one to the pocket. The lead was on, but going back to take a very good mark is Tony Free. Very impressive player. He's missed a number of games through injury. These last couple of weeks, he's right back in tip-top form. Now here's McPherson. It's a certainty to play well today, Steve McPherson, I think. Alexander.
By the way, Pete, what's your tip for this match?
Well, I think Victoria will win, Bernie.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I don't think it'll be an easy game for them.
No, well, when they come back home, the Tassie players normally perform well in front of their home crowd.
Alexander played well here too last year, Pete, if my memory serves me correctly.
And can't settle a place in that Collingwood side, but he brings this one up in front of goal. Madden sets himself up in front. It's thump clear. Players charge in after it. Out it comes to Atkins. Steve Wallace, his Footscray teammate, takes it away from him. Left foot, out the centre wing. Minton Connell, is he playing well?
Oh, that's a great mark, wasn't it? The two players body on body, and Minton Connell dragging it in one hand.
Simon Minton Connell transfers play, and a big fly over the back. Oh, umpire put the whistle up about to play it. Charging after it is Paul Williams. Great play by the youngster. Flattened as he kicked it. And he has put it through for a behind. So Tasmania looking pretty good. There's Paul Williams.
They're doing the hard things too behind play. It was a great shepherd allowing Williams to run in and have that shot at goal by Adrian Fletcher.
Well, I think he's going to be a very good player, young Paul Williams. Give him 12 months in AFL competition. I think you're going to see a very polished player.
I agree.
Hinkley kicks in, goes to the outer side. Madden setting himself in front of the pack at the back for Victoria as Scholl. Couldn't take it. The ball hits the deck. The hand pass comes out to Arsiri from German. Arsiri still going, looking for options. In the foreground there was Liberatore. The ball kicked up towards the 40-metre line, and that's a strong mark taken by Russell Morris, who's doing well so far. A couple of free kicks and a couple of marks, and he's got a chance to register a score from there. He'll be kicking from round about 45 to 50 metres.
Shanahan having a lot of trouble at centre half-back, Pete, isn't he?
There's
Even this early in the game, you'd be thinking about moving him.
Gee, there's a terrible kicking style, isn't it?
Somebody who favours the drop punt. Well, he got onto it okay.
Yeah.
He's looking for the result. It's a goal. Well, we see some funny kicking styles in the AFL at the moment. Peter Sumic's habit of running to the left. You've got James Manson's awkward style. And we saw this, a mongrel-style drop punt off the boot, but it looked okay.
Well, what's wrong with it, Pete? Really, technically, it's not all that bad.
No, technically it's all right, but he used to be a much better kick than. Well, that was a good kick then, but the one before he did a floater.
So back into the centre, Russell Morris's first goal and Victoria's third. It's 5 points the difference. The Vics get the ball out of the centre. Liberatore on the end of a hand pass. Low trajectory kick up towards full forward, and that's a strong mark taken by Grant.
He's a great player, this guy, I reckon, David Grant. Look at that on the left foot. Beautiful pass to Trent Nichols. Nichols, one bounce. The Richmond Rover goes to half forward. Hudson read it well at the back. He's playing on Lovett. Hudson onto the left foot. Oh, great play. He found his Hawthorn teammate, the captain of Tasmania, Darren Pritchard. And Pritchard was 45 metres now. He's going short. That is a beautiful kick. And great skill shown by the Tasmanian players there. The kicking skills round that boundary line were magnificent. Look at this pass. Doug Barwick will shoot for goal from 40 metres. Very, very acute angle, but he is a great kicker of a football. A chance to put Tasmania in front. It's starting to swing back. Not enough, I don't think. No, he's missed to the left. So Dougie Barwick has kicked to behind. Tasmania 2-4, trail Victoria 3-2.
He's been tried a bit in the back line this year at Collingwood, Doug Barwick. I think I still prefer him on the forward line. He can kick goals and can swing a game.
Hinkley, formerly of Fitzroy, Geelong now.
Oh, in the
Shaw,
back.
no free kick, surprisingly. It did look to be fair square in the middle of the back. And the ball was hustled out of bounds about 45 metres from the Tasmanian goal.
Jamie Turner in a bit of strife there too, Peter, with it looks like he may have copped one on the hip, but he's very proppy at the moment.
Madden and Klein. The ball hit down to Wallace. Couldn't quite go through with it. Still to be won there on the ground. And the ball booted hurriedly out of the pack. So the Vics probably gaining about 10 to 15 metres. As Tony Liberatore takes up his position for the next throw-in downfield. Brownlow medalist, great to see him back in action after that knee job he had done. Ball kicked over the head there of Fletcher. And oh, gee, is that a throw?
Oh.
Burke couldn't take it. Scooped out of the back of the pack, a long hand pass. Now comes out in the direction of Paul Williams. There are two Williamses in the Tasmanian side today. One sitting on the bench at the moment. Oh. That's a throw, isn't it? Surely. Hudson can't get clear. Finally gets Burke the ball for a shot at goal and puts it through for only one behind.
Well, Bernie, what about the skill of Paul Hudson?
Yeah, good evasive skills, Pete, especially there to get out of trouble and have that shot, and probably should have done a little bit better in the end. It wasn't a tough shot for Paul Hudson.
I thought that Tasmanian full forward was grabbed higher then too.
Yeah, Michael Gale, I think it was, the
Hinkley
player that was
kicks
grabbed.
in. Madden at the back. Couldn't take it. Finally picked up for the Vics by Larkin, a hand pass. Ball kicked down towards the centre wing position. Huge pack of players down there. None can come out with the ball. And it's going to be a free kick to be taken by John Klug.
Klug doing very, very well. Beautiful pass. Finds Fletcher. On it goes to Trent Nichols. The short one is on. The good lead by Barg. Oh, it's punched clear. Alexander from 35 metres hooks it. We could have given off a handball in Colin Alexander.
That was a very selfish play by Alexander. The hand pass was on. He had slipped. He'd lost his balance, and Trent Nichols, the player running past, had no one anywhere near him, and a good team play would have been to get that hand pass out.
And Trent Nichols let him know it too, and so he should have. Hinkley to the halfback. Oh, tapped by Justin Madden over the back. Atkins read it well, hooks it to the half forward line. Jamie Turner punches it away from Paul Williams.
He's in trouble, Pete, Jamie Turner.
Yes, he'll have to come off, Turner. Around the corner with Nathan Burke at a good diving mark by Shanahan. Now that'll lift his confidence. He can go short to Paul Williams. He's ignored him. Victoria have got to make a move. They've got to take Jamie Turner off. Now they're doing an Elvin about to come on the ground.
He took himself off. Pete called to the bench and he was no good.
David Grant to the full forward line. Thumped away. Eppelston. Very, very high kick out of defence. Big fly at half back for the Vics. Grabbed by Pritchard. To the pocket again, Hudson. Oh, almost took it too. Could have been holding the man on McCarthy. Socket off the ground, out to Asiri. Asiri for the Vicks at half back. Kick short, looking for Morris. Shanahan used his body very, very well. Steve McPherson in hard. Quick kick away was by Peter German, and the mark taken by Wallace. Wallace to the half-forward line, no mark. Tapped away, McPherson in after it. Trapped it beautifully. Some good shepherding then by Alistair Lynch too.
He's playing on Jimmy Steins.
Lovely pass over to Lovell. Andy Lovell kicks to the pocket. The leader's on by Barwick. Out it comes. Good mark. Now, will the advantage be paid? Oh, the umpire, is he letting it go? No, it'll have to come back, and rightly so.
Well, no advantage can be paid after a player's taken a mark. Had it been a free kick,
exactly,
it would have been allowed to go on. It would have been an easy shot at goal. But Doug Barwick,
he looks a lot better on the forward line, Bernie, doesn't he?
He's moving well today.
Just about kicked this. He was about 50 metres out from goal, but he is a very, very long kick. Slight breeze coming across him from left to right will make it a little bit more difficult. Let's see if he gets onto one of those booming drop putts. Not a bad looking kick right up to the square. It's thumped the ground. Here's a snap. And it is one behind only. So Tasmania.
Alexander again. It was touch off the boot there in the square, Pete. So it was a golden opportunity. He just needed to kick it a little bit higher.
Hinkley to bring it back in with a point the difference. Victoria leading.
And brings it to the commentary box side of the ground. Wallace goes backwards with the hand pass, and that's effective. Larkin. It's as good as a kick, that one. Siri. On to Steve Wallace. Steve Wallace at midfield now to put Victoria back into attack. Kicks towards the half-forward flank. And McMullen has the mark, but it's going to be a free kick to Tasmania. It'll be taken by Minton Connell, who's done some useful things down there so far in the opening term. The marking contest out there. Lovett. The ball, will it sit for Scholl? It does. He's named it full back, I think. McMullen again. Oh, a clever tap out. Doesn't go Victoria's way, as it turned out. And Tasmania will take the ball very close to the boundary line again. And finally that hand passes over the line. So Tasmania putting plenty of pressure on the Victorian defence so far in the opening quarter as we await the boundary throw in. Klein sets himself with Steins. Steins already one of Victoria's goal kickers. Larkin's kick out of the pack goes to Klug. From a standing start, he kicks up towards the circle. Tommy Alden, who started on the bench, has come on to replace Turner. The hand pass there came from Williams, and this is to Trent Nichols. Trent Nichols, the Richmond Rover. That's just about a mark, isn't it? Dragged in by Steins.
Just about, but I don't think it should have been paid, Pete, because he didn't hold that long enough.
Steins, one of Victoria's goal kickers so far, the others being Hannah and Russell Morris.
Paul Williams is playing a great game for Tassie on a wing.
And Steins kicks towards the centre wing position. Chance for the Vicks here now as it Knights. Knights has gone for the hand pass. Back to Larkin. Larkin not wasting any time getting the ball moving. Now a couple of loose players down there for Victoria. If the ball will sit, this is Knights. Nice turns with the left foot up towards Minton Connell. Had eyes only for the ball. Morris trying to trap it and get rid of it quickly. Shanahan finally does so for Tasmania and kicks towards the square.
Yeah, it's good mark by Steve Wallace. The centre square, and the leader's on an ordinary looking kick to the half-forward line, but Hannah trapped it beautifully. Grant put the pressure on him. This is Mark Asiri. Players slipping, still a little bit of dew on the grass. Asiri round the corner to the half-forward line. Grant flies at the back. He goes to get it again. Good play, David Grant. Kicks it wide, looking for McPherson. After him is Matthew Knights. I think Steve will go to the line. No, he doesn't. Good play. Paul Williams again. Gee, he's been good. Punches it away, then goes to get it again, and still going Paul Williams. Terrific play. Umpire allowing them to play on. Then a good tackle by Alvin. I thought the Tasmanian player was lying on the ball, but good umpiring to let it go by Johnny Russo. There's young Williams playing on his home ground. Now free kick going here to Justin Madden in that ruck contest, and Madden will kick from about 47 metres, so should be able to just about make the distance from there, Bernie.
Yes, he's not a really long kick, but he's very accurate, Justin Madden.
Now there's a sweeping kick, a beautiful looking kick off the boot, but not quite making the distance, and flips off the hands of the players and over the line. 3-3 Victoria. 2-7 Tasmania.
Grant kicks in and goes to the outer side. That's a beautiful kick. And setting himself for the mark is Lynch, who's having a great season with Fitzroy. Currently playing at full back, not in this game, but for the Lions, although he could probably play Alistair Lynch just about anywhere. And with kicks like that, it's out of bounds on the full. Scholl to take the free kick for Victoria on left centre wing, or perhaps just a little bit short of that position. Too far for Madden. A big pack of players there. Now a chance for the Vicks. McMullen, who's been having a good season with Essendon, lines them up from 20 metres out. Kicks truly, I think, and he's put it through for a goal. So a handy one to Victoria. 4-3, 27, Tasmania 2-7, 19.
Yeah, classic piece of roving there by Ian McMullen, taking that off the pack. As we have a look at it in replay, the big pack flies. 3 Tasmanian players up, probably too many there. Defenders not doing the right thing. But McMullen, that was a fantastic play to read that off the pack, racing into the open goal.
So back into the centre. McMullen's first goal and Victoria's fourth. 27 plays 19.
Nathan Burke kicks the Vicks forward. Grant doing well on Hannah, punched away by Grant. Little Liberatore tries to hook it back. Grant again swings onto the left foot. No, he hand passes instead. Trent Nichols put Nichols under pressure here, but Grant goes in to get it, tries to tap it out, and the umpire will come in and bounce right next to the line. Getting plenty of advice from the crowd. There's Russell Morris, started off very well. Justin Madden, the big arms, beautiful tap to Larkin. It's going to be a problem for Tasmania, or in the back, will have to be, to Adrian Fletcher. And he loves these games. Now he's kicking wide. That's good play. Beautiful football to Grant, who's running off Hannah. Grant to McPherson. Steve McPherson to the half-forward line. It's thumped back by Hudson. Now the quick kick comes to the half-forward line, where a good mark has been taken by Jimmy Steins. Steins, hand passes to Hinkley. Hinkley's had a good season with Geelong on the half-back line. Morris was held again. The umpire lets him go that time. Mitten Connell over the top to Trent Nichols, to Atkins. Atkins kicks long to the pocket. Barwick, he must have lost sight of that. Now Barwick's trying to get onto the left foot here, hooks it back in front of goal. Good unselfish play. Oh, great mark.
McCarthy, play on.
Not played. Hudson under pressure. Now, why wasn't that played? I wonder. Was it touched off the boot?
No, it wasn't touched off the boot. It may have been a Victorian player got first touch on this. That's the only thing that could have happened.
Maybe Hinkley might have just got a... Normally you'd pay that, wouldn't you? As we see Steins taking this ball at half-back.
Jimmy Steins goes straight down the centre of this rather short North Hobart ground. Ball doesn't bounce kindly for Atkins at the back. Picked up by Stevens. Away to Knights with a very low trajectory pass up the half forward, and McMullen, can he make it his second goal in the space of 2 or 3 minutes? That's a longer kick, but it's just as accurate, and it goes through for his second. Ian McMullen, the first player on the ground to kick 2 goals, and while he roved the other one superbly, Bernie, he snared that one just as well.
Yes, he's certainly had a good year for Essendon, Ian McMullen. A former Collingwood player, was picked up in the draft by Kevin Sheedy. And Kevin certainly gives players from other clubs a second chance, and McMullen's one of the players that has really succeeded.
So Victoria doing it well in the first quarter. There's a free kick. 5-3 to 2-7. Free kick at the centre square going to Tasmania.
A kick down to the pocket. Tasmania a chance. Alexander into an open goal. Bang! Right through the middle. So Tasmania hit back. 3-7. Plays 5-3.
Well, the big ruckman for Tasmania getting the free kick in the centre square there, Tony Klein. He drove it down in the forward line. McCarthy not able to take that mark, but bad play by Victoria. Too many men in the square for the centre bounce. And that was an easy free kick.
And a good hand pass in that pack by Brendan Gale. A very slick hand pass.
Klein. 5-3 to 3-7. Steins, though, wins it this time for Victoria. And a pretty big pack of players that kick out of the pack comes down towards the half-forward line. The 40-metre line, thump back whence it came out. Steins goes for the hand pass over to Eppleton. Eppleton boot the ball quickly, kicks up towards the centre square. Fletcher nearly took the grab. Plenty of Victorian players there. Larkin. And finally the kick back Comes towards the edge of the square at the other end. Shanahan doing battle with Morris. It's been a good battle so far. Nichols. And the Tasmanians go forward again. This is Paul Williams onto Atkins. Not the greatest looking kick we'll see during the course of the afternoon. Or Hudson. Is that a mark? Surely. Not paid by the umpire. Crowd certainly thought it was, and I agreed with them. Barwick has the ball. Don't know that it's his. It's going to be a Victorian free kick to be taken by Stevens.
Well, the only thing that could have happened there, the ball may have touched the ground.
It's a bit harsh, but I guess today, under these ideal conditions, you have to hold them. There's the siren for quarter time. Good quarter of football, and Victoria holding a narrow 8-point lead. At North Hobart, it's 5-3-33. Victoria leading Tasmania 3-7-25.
So Jimmy Stein's in the ruck at the moment and Justin on the bench.
The second quarter from North Hobart. Victoria leading by 8 points, 5-3 to 3-7. Rucks go at it. Steins wins it for Victoria. Pritchard for Victoria. The ball kicked up by Matthew Larkin. Quite a short kick. Minton Cottle taking front position and takes the mark. I would have expected him to line up at full forward, but not so. Robert Shaw hanging in defence. Mark taken by Colin Alexander, who's already kicked 2 goals. Alexander's kicked towards the half-forward position. Out towards the flank a little bit. Chance for Pritchard, the captain of Tasmania. A good tackle applied down there by Ken Hinkley. And it will be a bounce right on the 40-metre mark. On the high side of the North Hobart ground. Just slope away to the other side. Probably a drop of something like 10 to 15 feet. But an excellent ground for football. You wouldn't get better. Steins again. Fletcher. The hand pass on to Klug. To no one in particular, really. Knights gives it to Tommy Alvin, who started on the bench this afternoon. Scholl's kick is up towards half forward for Victoria. Players come out to meet it. Mil Hanna gets for the hand pass, or goes for the hand pass. Siri on the end of it. The Brownlow medalist, Tony Liberatore, down towards the goal square and off the ground. The ball socketed through for Victoria by McMullen. It's a goal, his third.
He's a clever player, isn't he, Bernie? 6'3", plays 3'7". McMullen, he's got terrific skill.
Well, McMullen's playing on the half-forward flank. That was a tremendous hand pass there to Tony Liberatore against the flow of the play. The Tasmanians were going the other way, and that left plenty of space there. But McMullen, 3 goals, and Simon Minton-Connell playing on the half-back flank will have to be a lot tighter on him.
Simon Minton-Connell actually playing very well himself. 6-3 to 3-7. Back to the centre. Steins doing the ruck work at the moment against young Klein. Tony Klein from North Hobart. Steins a lot taller than people think. Melbourne ruckman. Took front position. Players pouncing on top of it. Centre of the ground. Liberatore's there. And Fletcher for Tasmania comes up with it and gives it back to the umpire, Gary Kane, the local umpire. The other umpire, of course, for experienced AFL umpire John Russell. That could have been holding on Steins then. Socket away for Victoria by Nathan Burke. Scholl against Klug. Good play by Scholl. Out towards the line. Good, excellent play towards the half-forward line. Shanahan read that well on Russell Morris. Shanahan hooks it back. Oh, Steins is hurt behind the play too, as you can see. Matty Larkin, the short one. Alvin at the back. Matthew Knights trapped it well onto the left foot. The pass to the half-forward line. Marcus Siri couldn't get there, but goes and grabs it again. He'll have a shot for goal from 35 metres. Kicks across the face and over the line deep in that forward pocket.
Stein seems to be okay. Got one across the nose. Boundary throw in now. Somerville on the ground for Victoria. Good tackle applied by Grant on Liberatore. And it's going to be a stalemate. Libbers is usually the one applying the tackles, and he does that so very well. His stats are always very high in that regard. Oh, what happened there? That was Alistair Lynch. Went to ground pretty quickly. No one's making much headway there. Atkins finally soccers the ball off the ground. Comes up towards midfield. Alvin goes for the hand pass. Steins racing through, but it's going to be a free kick to Victoria.
What for?
I've got no idea, Peter.
What do you think, Bernie?
Well, I've got no idea either, Pete.
Alvin, one of the 4 interchange players for the Vicks. Morris in front of Shanahan, couldn't take the mark. Nichols was in there. Shanahan applies the tackle, and finally the hand pass comes out to McPherson. And McPherson plenty of time to steady and measure the kick. Out it goes to Andy Lovell. Lovell's kick towards the edge of the square. A marking contest down there. Hudson comes out with the ball. At the back is Lovett. And from a standing start, Jim Steins. 2-on-1 in favour of Victoria, and Larkin takes the mark.
Yeah, shepherding a free kick against Tony Liberatore.
I don't know whether Steins is 100% at the moment. He keeps holding his in the eye region.
And Lovell to take the free kick for Tasmania, a little bit short of the left centre wing.
Andy Lovell to half-foot Eppleton. A little nudge out. Cleverly done. Oh, Hudson read it beautifully. From 40 metres, unlike Paul Hudson. Although he kicked 9 goals on Saturday against Collingwood, he gave 5 of the worst kicks I've ever seen him. He kicked them straight to Collingwood players, so he's best man on the ground.
Well, that was a shocker off the boot there, Pete, wasn't it? He
It was.
probably thought he was under a bit more pressure than he really was.
Here's Greg Eppleton at half-back. Kicks to the centre of the ground. Russell Morris. Oh, Hudson read that beautifully. He's playing with confidence, Paul Hudson. Another shocking kick. Straight to Shoal. So we might have to do something about that. Eppleton, Asiri, Hinkley, right down to the half-forward line. This is Matthew Knights. He wants to give a hand pass. Now he's going to kick it on the left foot. That sweeping left foot kick, a beautiful kick. Hannah at the back. Has it thumped away. Tassie trying to get it out of defence. They do. Shanahan. Further afield to Alistair Lynch. That was beautiful play by Tasmania. Hudson again. Took front position. Had his arms knocked out of it. Paul Williams had 2 to beat. Alexander. Oh, Williams crashed into the pack. Oh,
It came from everywhere.
did he go in hard then?
Yes, and tremendous body work there by both sides. Tony Free did a good hip and shoulder on Williams, and he wasn't too happy about it. He came back and showed that how he felt about it.
Well, Klein versus Steins. Klein tapped it down actually with the left hand. Here's Marcus Siri onto the left foot to the half-forward line. That was Phillips. Getting it to Elvin, his Carlton teammate. Atkins brilliantly done. Steve McPherson from the centre of the ground, the long kick to the pocket. Here's a chance for a mark. Gale underneath it, couldn't take it. To the line goes McCarthy, and it will be a throw-in.
About 25 metres from the behind post. Tasmania trailing 3-8 to 6-3 at the moment, 26 to 39, so a deficit of 13 points. Steins at the back, over the top is Klug. Dishes out the hand pass. Comes back to Lovell, I think it was, having the shot. And is through for only 1 behind.
It was actually McCarthy having that shot.
McCarthy, was it? Thank you. Bernard, 3-9 to 6-3. Steins at the back. This is Pritchard. He's made him captain, kicking up towards the 40-metre line. Lovett, low trajectory hand pass to his Melbourne teammate. Siri comes through with the ball. Phillips, he started on the bench, back to Steins. He started in the forward pocket. Grant, quick to get boot to ball, kicks out towards Steve McPherson, who played a great game here last year. McPherson, the pass, didn't measure that well, intended for Hudson, of course. Kept away from him by Lovett. Alexander again. He's already kicked 2 goals. Is that his third? He knows this ground pretty well. And he's brought up number 3. Well, we were coming in the car this morning and we said that, or it was mentioned, that Alexander could kick a few. It's turned out that way, Bernie.
Yes, you just can't get that regular spot in the Collingwood team. Gee, he's a very clever forward pocket rover. And, gee, I reckon Collingwood could use him at the moment, Pete, the way they're going. A player who's capable of kicking goals. A great one-handed pickup and 3 goals already.
Back into the centre. Alexander's 3rd goal. Steins goes for the hand pass. Wallace the knock-on.
Well, this is looming up as a very good game. Oh, the mark taken by Gale after Atkins kicked it quickly. Barwick over the back. Oh, Hudson, brilliantly done. Oh, he's missed. He could have given a hand pass maybe, but then again, he was clear. 4-10, look at that, to 6-3, but Paul Hudson had kicked himself for missing that, Bernie.
Yes, well, he's missed 2 easy ones in this quarter. And that one, he really should have made certain of it by running in and drawing Greg Eppleton and handballing it over the top to McCarthy.
Hinkley kicks it out to Hines. Paul Hudson, he's in great form at the moment, but some of his kicking at times has been pretty ordinary. Now, umpire's called play on here, no mark to Stevens. Grant is in magnificent form. Couldn't quite take that one. Atkins. And then they go after it. The bottom of the pack was Andy Lovell. And they went in very hard in that exchange. There's Lovell.
Good hard work there by Steve Wallace, who's playing on his Footscray teammate Simon Atkins and doing a pretty good job.
Klein comes in to do the ruck work on his own, actually. Now he'll end up with the loose ball. Steve McPherson has it knocked away. Shanahan is starting to play better on Morris now. Kicks to half forward. Great mark, Hudson. And a good hand pass. Colin Alexander hooks it in front of goal. They go back after it. Gale against the Victorian opponent, Brett Stevens, and over the line it goes in that pocket. But Hudson, a great mark there.
Yes, he's got a good opponent today too in Brett Lovett, who's got the job of tagging Paul Hudson.
Boundary throw in. Steins and Klug. Alexander on the bottom of the pack. Scholl looking for a free kick for holding the ball, but it is not to be. And Alexander reluctantly gives it up. He's kicked 3 goals. Ian McMullen for Victoria also has 3. As the bounce takes place just off the edge of the kick-off line, Klein does the ruck work. Ball still there to be won. It's Alexander again. A wild hand pass. He might still be able. Ball socket off the ground. Comes back up towards centre field. Nichols, Knights, Richmond teammate. A high looping hand pass. Scholl, Larkin. Now the Vicks can do something. This is Andrew Phillips. And Phillips kicks up towards full forward. His Carlton teammate and Bill Hanna had it and then lost it just as quickly. That could have almost been kicking in danger, couldn't it? Hand pass for Victoria comes out from McMullen. Hanna, his shot at goal will go pretty close, and Hanna has kicked it. Hanna's second goal, and Victoria making the most of their opportunities. 7-3 to 4-10, 11 points the difference.
They're not getting many opportunities in the second quarter either, Pete, because they've only kicked 1 goal, 1 for the term. The Tasmanian side has been doing most of the attacking, almost a kicking in danger there against Minton Connell. Not appreciated by the Victorian player. Bill Hanna, not a bad player at full forward, makes the most of his opportunities.
Bill Hanna's second goal, and once again we have a centre square infringement, and this time it's going to Jim Steins with the free kick. Kicks to half forward for the Vicks.
Oh, good mark. I reckon he's nearly best man on the ground at the moment. David Grant.
He can play, can't he, Pete? He's got great courage, just throws his body in regardless.
Good hands.
Play. Centre wing. Free kick. It'll be to Fletcher. Cop one high and gets on with the game to Trent Nichols. They're looking dangerous, Tasmania. Beautiful kick down. Terrific lead by McCarthy.
Now this bloke will make the distance, no worries. McCarthy from just outside the 40-metre line. Look at that pass from Nichols. A sensational pass. Good lead by McCarthy.
It's good to see skill like that. Now they need this, Tasmania, because they've been kicking poorly. 4-10 they've kicked. McCarthy lays back. The drop punt. Just a little bit to the left. So another behind on the board. They should be right up with the Vicks, if not in front. 4-11. So it's 4 goals from 15 scoring shots.
And they've kicked 1-4 for the quarter, Pete, against 1-1 by Victoria, or 2-1.
Stein. Now, did he touch that? He did just before it went to the line. So it'll be a throw-in right out on that half-forward line for Tasmania. It's a very evenly contested match so far. Steins versus Klein. This is Fletcher. Paul Williams is there also. Socket off the ground by Atkins to the half-forward line. Atkins again in after it. Crashing his way through with Stephen Wallace. A wobbly one. Centre wing. Shanahan was at the back. Matthew Knights. Quick hand pass. Tapped away by Fletcher. Larkin. Phillips dropped it. Grabbed by Steve McPherson. They've created the loose man here. Paul Williams in after it. Victorian players ran past the ball. Here's a chance now for Williams. He's got it at half forward. The young Collingwood player. Quick kick to full forward. Taken away by Hinkley. A wobbly one to the centre of the ground, but a good mark taken there by Nathan Burke.
So the Vicks once again go into attack up towards half forward. Only kicked 1 goal for the quarter. 2 Tasmanians are there. It's Lovell to come out with it. Lovell's kick up towards the centre wing position, and a strong mark is taken by Paul Williams. Williams' hand pass is effective. It's on to Nichols just off the edge of the square. And they need a mark here. 2 Victorians down there. Steins actually went for the mark from the back. It wasn't played. comes out in the direction of Eccleston. Tasmanians looking for holding the ball. And finally Tony Free takes it for the Vicks, and it's beating John Klug over the boundary line right next to the 40-metre mark for a throw-in.
Well, why wasn't that mark paid to Jimmy Steins? It was a clear mark.
That's a couple. We just can't work it out.
It's at least 3. Here it is in replay, Bernie.
Here it is again, and definitely a mark there to Jimmy Steins, not paid there by the Tasmanian umpire.
Very strange. However, let's get on with the game and put the whistles away. Hudson again, this time Lovett, Atkins. Snapshot, that looks pretty close, he's got it. Atkins putting through his first goal, and a valuable one for Tasmania. 5-11 their total is now, and they trail Victoria by only 4 points.
Yeah, there it is in replay again. Simon Atkins able to tidy up here. Some good play, defensive play, great tackling by the Vicks, Brett Lovett, but Simon Atkins very quick to get the ball from hand to foot, both by usually a great handballer, slick handballer Simon Atkins, but that time getting it onto the left boot very quickly.
4 points the difference now. 45 plays 41. Atkins' first goal. Trying to charge his way forward was Nathan Burke for Victoria. Larkin finally picks the ball up. There's Atkins, the goal kicker. Atkins' kick is out towards the centre wing position. Hudson didn't read that as well as he would have, or would have liked. The hand pass comes from Lovett. Almost a holding the ball decision. Alexander gets ridden into the ground. Atkins goes in after it, and we'll have a stalemate. It's going to be a bounce. Steve Wallace has the ball right on the edge of the centre square.
Steve Wallace, Footscray star half-back. Punched away by Steins. He was looking out there for Matthew Knights. Knights hotly pressed by Steve McPherson. Oh, great skill by Knights. That was very, very clever play, and a lovely kick to the half-forward line. Oh, brilliant mark by Lynch. What a great mark that was. He is a very talented player, and he transfers play dangerous because Hannah is there. Now a couple of Tasmanian players come in to lend a hand. David Grant, still going Grant, tapping it on. Danger here for Tasmania because McMullen's got it. He's been an excellent player. He's kicked 3. Will this bounce through for a goal? Comes back, but not far enough, and one behind to Victoria. So they move their score along to 7-4. Tasmania remain on 5-11, so that's 16 scoring shots to 11 in favour of Tassie, but they trail on the scoreboard. Simon Minton-Connell. Carlton full forward, brings it to the halfback. Look at him again, David Grant. Best man on the ground in my book. I don't think you'd argue with you, Bernie.
No, I would not, Pete. He can play, this boy.
Grant to the half-forward line, over the back. Who'll get the loose ball? Pritchard was held out of it. Umpire calls play on. Brett Stevens. Further afield it goes to Phillips. Now the Shoal. Shoal to the half-forward line, but reading it beautifully for Tasmania on that occasion was Andy Lovell, and he's doing pretty well.
Just about to say that Pete's playing a good game down there on the half-back line. Picked up for Tasmania down there by Paul Williams. Alexander misread the flight of it there, and it's going to be a free to Victoria to be taken by Tony Free. Free at centre half-back.
50 metres because the ball wasn't given back on the full.
50-metre penalties on this ground, Bernie, could be rather harsh, couldn't they?
Oh, very costly, Pete. The 50-metre penalty, I'm not all too sure about the 50 metres. It's a very tough penalty.
On a ground this size, so Free would almost be within kicking distance. Actually, we're remembering again that line 40 metres from the goal, not 50, and it will be rushed through for one behind, and the player on his knees at the centre of the ground is Jimmy Steins. He's in the wars today.
They're having a look around the eyes again, so I think whether he copped one in the eyes earlier, well, he did earlier, but the doctor having a look at him.
Minton-Connell kicks out, and a strong mark taken by Tony Klein. He's gone for the quick hand pass. Lovell. On it goes and turned to Fletcher. A quick kick by him up towards left half forward flank. Steins reads this one okay. Little hand pass over to Nathan Burke. And the Vicks once again get clear through Shoal towards half forward. Marking contest there. Lynch almost got it to the back of his opponent. Steve McPherson picks it up. It's through some pretty heavy traffic. The ball doesn't bounce kindly for Pritchard. Klein goes for the hand pass. And Klug looking for running players at midfield. Atkins finally. They kicked their last goal, and that's a strong mark taken down there by Hudson.
Well, a terrific passage of play by the Tasmanians. Johnny Klug, good evasive skills there to get the handball across. Not a good kick off the boot there from Simon Atkins, but wobbling in front of Paul Hudson. And a strong mark in front of his face.
Isn't he playing with confidence, young Paul?
Let's see if he's got confidence in his kicking, Pete, because that's let him down a little bit today. That's a better one. That's a goal. So 9 goals on Saturday to Paul Hudson, and that's his first this afternoon to level the scores here at North Hobart, 7-5 to 6-11. And here it is again, the kick from Atkins.
Yes, the kick from Atkins, just wobbling off the boot. Hudson, very skillful player, quick of feet, gets into the right position. But he could easily have had 4 goals at this stage. He's missed a couple of easy ones, Paul Hudson. His opponent there, Brett Lovett. So still doing a good job on the Tasmanian forward line.
Scores at dead level at North Hobart, 8 minutes left in the half.
And Simon Atkins has played a very, very good quarter. Now here's a mark coming up to Trent Nichols. Looking dangerous, Tassie. The short one, it's an ordinary kick, but it might come off. Pritchard was there. He's been well held by Nathan Burke. Now I wonder if they'll do that next week when St Kilda play Hawthorn. Burke taps it away from Pritchard. Here's Larkin. Held it for an eternity. Trent Nichols has come right into the game. Atkins played a terrific quarter. Alvin to the half-forward line. And a good mark taken by Phillips. On it goes to Larkin. Larkin will come back onto the right foot and set it up in front of goal. Hannah pushing and shoving. And a push out, in fact. And it will go to Minton Connell. I thought that was probably one through strength.
Well, I thought he slipped in the inside Minton Connell.
Well, he did. Klein, lose it. Pritchard, they really want him to start firing. Pritchard to the half-forward line. Well taken there by Alexander. Gets his boot to it. Atkins. Trying to get the hand pass in. There's Tony Free. Straight to Klein. Klein trapped it well. Funny looking kicking style. McCarthy over the back. Here's Hinkley. Kicks straight into Williams. Trent Nichols again. Will get onto the left foot and kick a 60-metre kick to the pocket. Hudson at the back. He laid it down, but it didn't come over. Tony Free clears the ball. Right out towards Fletcher. Fletcher cleverly gets it back to Klug. He might look back for Fletcher here. Klug trying to be a little bit fancy. Slipped over. Fletcher still going in to try and grab it. Now it's Barwick. He ran past the ball. Grabbed by Phillips. Phillips to the half-forward line. Hannah at the back. Minton Connell at the front. Matthew Knights comes from the side. Minton Connell again. That was good play. Scholl up in front of goal. Steins, a diving attempt, and the mark has been paid 35 metres from goal.
Yes, Justin Madden back on the ground doing the rucking. Somerville replaced him at quarter time in the forward pocket, but he's now back on the bench. And Justin Madden doing the ruck work with Jimmy Steins back in that forward pocket.
Steins has kicked one. And he's got a funny kicking style, but he's normally fairly accurate. He kicks right on 40 metres. The Melbourne ruckman, and he's missed to the right. One behind. So Tassie keep their... Victoria, I should say, go ahead by a further behind. They lead by 7.
Minton Connell to kick in, playing on his club teammate down there in Mill Hannah. And the mark to Alistair Lynch. Number 14, normally number 11 for Fitzroy. There's a free kick, a hip out. And the free kick will be taken by Paul Williams, who's had some good games for Collingwood since moving there. Very skillful young player, big pack of players for this marking contest. No free kick paid there to Alexander, nearly got boot to ball. He might get another chance, try some soccer tactics. In fact, I think he did play soccer at one stage earlier in his career. Tommy Alvin goes for the hand pass, and the Vicks will get clear. Ball kicked up towards Russell Morris. Pritchard diving on top of it, Morris is there, Alvin, Atkins, Steve Wallace. And it will be a bounce. Just on the centre wing position. Justin Madden's going to be last to get up. Harry. And Harry wins the tap out from Klein. Knights getting front position, doesn't come up with the ball. Opposite number 6 is Nichols, also from Richmond. McCarthy. And finally the ball is kicked out of the pack up towards left half forward for Victoria. Ian McMullen and Grant. Both players very effective. That was a very effective tackle. And McMullen did well to kick the ball off the ground. He's already got 3 goals. Hannah gets into the back of his opponent. The hand pass comes out for Williams. And Grant playing an excellent game across half-back. Good long clearing kick out of defence. Alexander, who's got 3 goals, can't take the grab. Picked up for Victoria, almost by Nathan Burke. Doing a good job on Pritchard, who gets sandwiched down there. Out of bounds. Free kick in the back. Pritchard the take. It's some good tackling nonetheless. Pritchard probably too far out to score. He'd be outside 50. Darren Pritchard, the Tasmanian captain, kicks to a big pack of players. And the ball knocked away for Victoria by Tony Free. And it eludes the outstretched arms of Doug Barwick down there. And it will be a boundary throw-in. Barwick, Hudson, love it. Love it having the job on Hudson. Been a good duel, that one. Over the back was Klug, number 3 for Tasmania. And finally it's Stevens for Victoria with the long clearing kick.
Trent Nichols leads against Phillips. I slipped over and then tapped it on to Lovell. He's been a surprise packet. Andy Lovell. Shanahan should go wide with a kick. He does to Mitten Connell, in fact 2 wide and over the line. 6-11 to 7-6. The Vicks lead by 1 point. So what a great game we're seeing. Justin Madden gets it down to Larkin, to the centre of the ground it goes. Paul Williams charges at it. Russell Morris taps it back. Trent Nichols, he's played a great quarter. Transfers play right out wide, and again the ball will roll over the line.
They're under a lot of pressure, the Vicks, aren't they, Pete? There's not much happening around midfield for them. It's been a good turn by the Tassies.
Klein giving away many centimetres to Madden. He just stood there. Well, really took it away from him. Colin Alexander. Tony Free, quick kick to centre wing. His Richmond teammate is out there. Matthew Knight's great skill. Tremendous effort to Phillips. Phillips to the half forward line. Grant, what a game he is playing. Magnificent performance. Now he can go short here. No, he elects to give Trent Nichols a miss because he saw Alistair Lynch. Now he can give a hand pass to Nichols. He can give it out to Williams if he wants to. He elects to come round on the left foot instead. Hudson at the back. In front was Madden. Here comes Hudson again. Alexander grabbed it from him and he's lying on top of the ball. And it will be a bounce at half forward for Tasmania.
1 point the difference in a thriller at North Hobart, State of Origin action. Colin Alexander, who's kicked 3 goals. And look at all the players around the ball. Madden charges through, beaten for the tap out. Chance for Phillips, didn't come his way as well as he would have liked. Alvin can't take hold of it. McCarthy can. Spears the pass in. Excellent football. And the mark taken by Hudson.
Oh, that's great play by the Tasmanians. McCarthy.
You'd like to be on the end of that one, Bernie, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's a real old type stab pass almost, Pete. That's how it travelled.
Hudson coming in for kick number 9. He's only got 1 goal so far. And as has been mentioned in the commentary earlier, hasn't kicked as well as he would have liked. That looks a little bit straighter, but still not good enough, I don't believe. No, only 1 behind. Coming on for Tasmania is Chris Bonds. See who went off. Was it Trent Nichols?
Nichols went off, Pete, yeah. Rather surprising because he's had a tremendous quarter.
Well, it's not long till half time, but I would have left him on the ground.
Ken Hinkley kicks in. And he kicks to the packed terraces side of the ground here at North Hobart. And there he is, Bond. As I said, just come onto the ground. Gets the hand pass to Atkins. Hudson this time on his own. Into an open goal and gets it. Hudson second. And he looks so much better like that. 7-12 to 7-6 Tasmania by a goal.
Yeah, what a quarter by the Tasmanians, and really they've wasted so many opportunities, but the ball's just been down on their forward line just for most of the quarter, and the Victorians really struggling to get the ball past centre half forward. But excellent use of the ball there, finishing off with Paul Hudson, and he's kicked 2 goals for.
And Simon Atkins had a great quarter, Bernie.
Yes, getting on top of Steve Wallace.
And there's young Paul Hudson. He's kicked 2, and well, he's been a handful for Brett Lovett. He just reads the ball so well. He just read that beautifully over the pack, that kick. (7-12 to 7-6), a goal the margin as Nathan Burke kicks it forward. Hannah versus Mitten Connell. Hannah at half forward. Mitten Connell charges after him. It's tapped back. Pritchard, gave it straight to his opponent, Nathan Burke. Hannah from the boundary line. 35 metres from goal. Kicks across the face and out of bounds on the ball. And you can hear the cheers of the Tasmanian supporters. Alistair Lynch. Brings it to the half-back line. Madden sets himself up, go the long arms, and he had his name written all over that big Justin. Now he sets it up in front of goal. The high flyers are there. Thumped away, and there's the siren to end a very entertaining first half here at the North Hobart Oval. Tasmania 7-12-54, lead Victoria 7-6, a total of 48.
Gin clash, Tasmania and Victoria, and Tasmania leading by 6 points after they kicked 4-5 to 2-3 in the second quarter. Klein and Madden do battle for the ball, and charging his way through is McPherson. Didn't come out with it. Lee Brittore at the bottom of the pack, isn't he always? Pritchard, well tackled by Mark Arsieri, but the umpire has decided to pay the free kick to the Tasmanian captain. Pritchard fronting up against St Kilda on Saturday, and that's a strong mark taken by Brendan Gale, who really is an excellent aerialist. Famous football name down here in Tasmania. Klug, what a beautiful lead. I'd like to have him probably at Football Park tonight too against Victoria, but playing in his original state.
Yes, and a well-weighted pass there from Brendan Gale, playing at centre half forward.
And Klug now with a chance to increase Tasmania's lead. He'll be kicking from right on 40. They already lead by a goal, so he'll get the distance with the kick. The goal umpire doesn't have to move too much, but only one behind. So 7 points the margin now in favour of Tasmania, 7-13 to 7-6. So 7 more scoring shots to the home side. Ken Hinkley to bring the ball back into play. Formerly of Fitzroy, now with Geelong in the AFL, and he kicks to the outer side.
Well, a good nearly a mark to Scholl. Good plays. He gets it onto his North Melbourne teammate Larkin. Around centre wing. It's thumped away by Lovell, who's been a good player. Can't crack it into that Melbourne side. There's Andy Lovell.
Played well today.
Has he ever? Playing on Matty Knights at the moment. There's Atkins actually doing the ruck work. Trying to get it to Pritchard. Pritchard gets his boot to ball. Liberatore from centre wing to the half forward line. Morris and Shanahan, but coming from the side. I won't harp on it, but he's playing a magnificent game, David Grant. To the half forward line. It's thumped wide. Charging in after it for Tasmania was Bond, the Carlton little man, but the ball is eventually forced over the line. 55-48, Tasmania by 7 points, and they're looking very, very dangerous. Madden taps it back, looking for Liberatore, and he gets it too, but in the meantime, umpire John Russo will come in and bounce. Normally the side at half-time that's had a lot more scoring shots comes out on top in these matches, so we'll see if it happens again today. There's Liberatore, has the ball smothered. Grabbed by Pritchard. Pritchard to the half-forward line. Alvin charges after it. Oh, some of the big players look very slow then. Here's Klug from 60 metres to the pocket. McCarthy might have been held then. Goes in to get it. Oh, brilliant play. McCarthy gets in a hand pass. Alexander tries to break the tackle. A further hand pass to Barwick. Barwick swings onto the right foot. Hooks it across the face of goal. Still in play, in fact, as it's taken away by Brett Stevens. Paul Williams, the Collingwood wingman, runs back into trouble, gets his boot to it, but in the meantime, he has gone over the line. So it'll be a throw-in at half-forward for Tasmania. And this young player has been a terrific player today for Tassie, Paul Williams.
So Madden and Klein. Line ball decision. In the end, Madden was the one that came down with it. Harry, as his nickname is, he's kicked it straight up and straight down. Knights doing battle at the back. This is Grant. Grant kicks to half forward with a wobbly kick. Stevens, the mark, perhaps almost. Don't think that one could have been paid. Klug, he's kicked it like Madden, straight up in the air and straight down. A big pack of players down there. And the snapshot for goal came from McCarthy, and he has got full points. McCarthy putting through Tasmania's 8th goal, 8-13 to 7-6 at North Hobart.
Now it's McCarthy's first goal for the match. He's been fairly well held by Greg Eppelston. It's a fortunate bounce. The Victorian defenders, 2 of them going up there. Not a lot of understanding or talk between the Victorian defenders. There's John McCarthy and his man Greg Eppelston, the Footscray defender, who's played a fairly good game, but McCarthy ever dangerous.
So McCarthy's first goal, and Tasmania goes further ahead. 8-13 plays 7-6.
Madden gets the tap out. Atkins working hard. Klein, Bond, Fletcher to full forward. McCarthy had thumped away. Here's Alexander on the left foot. Colin Alexander has put through his 4th goal. Tassie on fire.
Yeah, it's a real match, a team-lifting goal there by Colin Alexander. He's kicked 4 goals, as Peter said, 4 goals 2. And more importantly, Tasmania continue on their way. And the Vicks have got plenty of worries at the moment. There's good defence by Greg Eppelston. And again, tremendous roving in that forward pocket by Colin Alexander.
Alexander 4 goals, carrying on from where he left off last year at this ground. He seems to know it like the back of his hand. 13 is Tony Klein against Madden, and the Victorian captain wins out. But maybe that's as far as Victoria's going. Atkins's hand pass is astray for Tasmania, picked up by Knights. Good long kick, lands inside 40. Minton Connell read the play beautifully on a fine chest mark. Minton Connell had a couple of options out there, Lynch or Grant. It's Lynch that comes out with the ball up to half forward. It's standing his ground well for Victoria was Hinkley. Hinkley from inside the centre square, not a long kick up towards half forward. Steins was the target. Liberatore brushes one tackle. They need more from him. But again, Tasmania, through the agency of Alistair Lynch, get clear. Lynch's kick out towards centre wing position. And the ball still in play, but it is carried over the line by Hinkley. And it will be thrown in centre wing outer side. Victoria trailing 9-13 to 7-6. That's 61 plays 48. Madden and Klein again. Madden taps down, but it's Hudson who runs into the back of a teammate down there, and the ball spills free. Pritchard off the ground, tried to get it to Barwick. Not successful. Pritchard again. A long hand pass. Barwick this time. Banana kick has missed, I think. In fact, out of bounds on the full. So 2 shots by Doug Barwick in the last couple of minutes that have brought naught. This is Eppelston who will bring the ball back.
Well, he would have been better off running around on the left foot then and opening up the goals. Here's Madden at the back. Fletcher has been a good steady play. Oh, quick kick to half forward. That's a good mark. Gale, hand pass on. Andy Lovell from 45 metres sets sail for home. Lovell, it's close. Another goal to Tasmania. Andy Lovell has kicked his first. Tassie streaming ahead. 10-13 to Victoria 7-6.
Yes, only 6 minutes gone already. Tasmania 3 goals for the quarter. And gee, they've opened up a margin here now, 73 to 48. And doing it well. The Vicks just can't get anything happening around the middle of the ground. They're just being slaughtered around the packs. Justin Madden now going down to the forward line. And Jimmy Stein's doing the ruck work.
Back into the centre. 7 goals to 2 by Tasmania since quarter time. Arsiri. And finally Victoria gets it out of the circle. They haven't done that too often today. Now chance for Morris. Morris's snapshot though is off target, and it registers only one behind. Yes, it might have been out of bounds for a second. So 10-13 to 7-7. The Vicks were 5-3 to 3-7 at quarter time, but it's been all Tasmania since then. Minton Connell kicks in, and the lead and the mark by Lynch, who takes the grab in front of McMullen. Very steady player, Alistair Lynch, could play at almost any key position on the ground, I would think, and do it well. Ball out of bounds in front of Grant and Peter German, and it will be thrown in centre wing. And Grant 11 kicks so far. He's been a magnificent player. Steins and Klein. There's a Tasmanian ball. Barwick up to half forward. Krug out jostled on that occasion by Eppelston, who goes for the hand pass to Lovett. Marking contest out there. Pritchard, the Tasmanian captain. Finally the hand pass from Fletcher. Stevens in trouble. It was Madden. Grant again. Peter German. German on centre wing. Good kick too, but not well directed, and Minton Connell taking the mark in front of Ian McMullen, playing a very good game down there in defence for Tasmania, coming in for kick number 6.
And he's got good breeding too, a nephew of Peter Hudson, Simon Minton Connell. Centre wing is Grant, working hard, shuffles it out. And players pouncing on top of it. And I can remember his mum grabbed me over here a couple of years ago and had a go at me for... don't laugh at that.
They all grab you, but...
Had a go because I mentioned Tassie's wet weather. She let me know that they have less rainfall than any capital city in Australia. Well, here's Dougie Barwick, centre of the ground. comes onto the right foot. Oh, wobbly kick to the forward line. Dangerous Hudson. Oh, great play, Hudson. Hooks it round the corner to the pocket. And it bounces back into play. In fact, they've nearly messed this up, Victoria, and finally Steins takes it through from behind. And, they're under pressure then. 10-14, Tasmania. Victoria remains 7-7, but some of these Victorian players look very, very tired.
Yes, well, that might have been a legacy of what we're talking about at half-time. Too many games. Stevens takes the mark in too short a time. He's got a 50-metre penalty as well too, Brett Stevens.
Well, don't forget, though, Pete, most of these Tasmanian
That's
players
right.
have played the same.
Yes, that's true. So Stevens with a chance to put Victoria deep into attack. They trail by 25 points at the moment. Stevens for kick number 6. 10-14 plays 7-7 at North Hobart. And a long kick into the square. And Alistair Lynch taking a safe mark on the last line of defence. And Lynch kicks out to Andy Lovell, who's been playing very, very good football today. That wasn't the best of his hand passes, though. Chance for Alexander. Grabbed too high, but he did go for the hand pass. Well, the ball's still to be won out there on centre. That's a sandwich. And finally it's Knights, but he can't get clear. The tackle applied by Pritchard. And it's out of bounds.
What about that round the neck, though, to Alexander? That was blatant, Pete.
I would have thought a free kick could come from that, Bernie. Obviously the umpire didn't. Klein loses that one out to Somerville. And Tasmania again. Lynch with the hand pass to Minton Connell, who hasn't done too much wrong down there in defence this afternoon. Beautiful kick, long. Hudson has to beat 2 opponents, just like his father had to do on many occasions. Knights goes backwards. And the ball finally kicked out towards the centre wing position. I'm sure you could relate to that, Peter, and you too, Bernie.
Oh, come on. You're talking from a Hawthorn point of view there.
He was always one out, wasn't he?
One out.
Actually, the way John Kennedy structured the forward line, that's quite true.
Well, mind you, he probably could have beaten to Peter Hudson. He was that good. Lovell to the half-forward line. Oh, strong tackle. It might have been a little bit high. So it will come back to Brett Stevens. It could be 50 if they don't give it back quickly.
Very nearly, Peter.
And Brett Stevens at halfback. Victoria really can't get anything going at the moment because the Tassie have been far more desperate. And they look quicker and they look a little bit fitter. They're pushing and shoving. Somerville, a great mark. And he might be able to live them up.
Well, Liberatore's off the ground. Somerville's on. And also Justin Madden's off the ground.
Somerville with his marking ability at half forward. His dad was a famous player, a very good half forward flanker, the late John Somerville. Morris in front. Oh, thumped away. That was by Shanahan. What a good thump that one. A 25-metre one round the boundary line.
Gee, they look far too strong at the moment, don't they, Tasmania? And Victoria really with a lot of problems.
Lynch versus Somerville. It's tapped the ground. Bond, no it's not, it's Lovell trying to get in a quick hand pass. Here's Alvin, taps it on, but the 3 Tassie players go at him. Bond again, doesn't have it. And over the line it goes, so it'll be a throw in half forward for Victoria.
Sorry, Bernie.
I can't think of a position on the ground where Victoria is winning clearly.
Yes, I think that's pretty fair comment. 25 points the difference. Shanahan. Well, very close to the boundary line. And in fact now it's over. Stacks in the middle job down there.
You've got to earn a kick with Gary Kane, Bernie, the umpire.
Somerville taps over the back. Chance for Alvin. Now it's Arsiri. Arsiri's kick is a short one. And perhaps Victoria can build something of this. German maybe a little bit too far out to score. You know, again, remembering the lines of 40 metres out, not 50. So perhaps he should be able to just about get there. We'll see. Peter German. Get the distance. The accuracy will wait on the goal umpire. One behind. So the Vicks still with the job ahead of them. 10-14 now to 7-8. They trail by 24 points. There's Minton Connell will again bring the ball back into play. Low trajectory drop punt. Beautiful kick to the outer side. Grant was the target. German goes for the hand pass. Back it comes to Steins. Steins kicking from a standing start. The mark taken by Andrew Phillips. He's gone for the hand pass. Kicked up by Larkin. It might have been up towards full forward. Somerville claims the mark and he's been paid.
Well, that's something that hasn't been happening. The big men of Victoria have not been marking overhead. And Justin Madden off the ground. Should be an ideal day for the big blokes to take the high marks. And Peter Somerville He started on the bench, and now with Justin Madden on the bench, has replaced him.
Point blank range, Somerville kicks, a goal. So his first, and to say it's a badly needed one is the understatement. Victoria 8-8 and Tasmania 10-14.
Yeah, it's a badly needed goal, that's for sure, Pete. Just nothing been happening as we look at this in replay. Somerville behind the pack, one grab and the second one on the way down. So a good mark to Somerville there behind the pack. They need his marking. They need someone to come in and take some marks because he's now gone to centre half forward. Morris down on the forward line.
So back into the setup. Somerville's first goal, Victoria's 8th, 56 plays, 74 here at North Hobart.
3 goals the margin. It's tapped on by Klein to the half forward line. Brett Lovett kicks it straight. It was touched off the boot. Grant, a quick kick. Atkins sweeps it wide. That was good play. Steve McPherson kicks long to full forward. McCarthy, the flyer. Oh, the big leap was there again, but taken by his teammate, North Melbourne Scholl. Scholl to Steins. Oh, Steins, a dangerous pass. Might come off. Phillips taps it on. He's got a running player there. Brett Stevens. Stevens to the pocket. Minton Connell at the back. Morris at the front. Now the umpire's found a free kick against Minton Connell there.
It looks like Ken Hinkley up on the forward line too, Pete. He's been moved from full back.
Well, they had to do something. He has played on the forward line. It's kicked a lot of goals, actually, Ken Hinkley. He'll kick from 40 metres. Right on the line. There's the kick. It floats slightly across. And the one behind only to Victoria. So they're making a couple of moves, and they needed to, really.
He's also kicked a lot of points in his career as well, Ken Hinkley.
10-14 to 8-9. Were you his kicking coach at Fitzroy, Bernie?
No way.
That could be just about out of bounds without being touched. Still hasn't been touched. Now finally Tommy Elvin gets a handle on it. Elvin kicks up towards the 50-metre or 40-metre mark. Arsiri, Shanahan, Atkins, Lynch. Fletcher, long hand pass over the top of his head. Lovell finally. He goes for distance with his kick up towards full forward, looking for McCarthy. And the ball socket away. Alexander, can he get there again? He's already kicked 4 goals. And it's out of bounds, right next to the behind post. Did that go through for a point? No, it is out of bounds. So we await the throw in. Steins getting the front position from Klein. Hudson. And the Vicks working overtime. Scholl to Elvin. And Elvin, I think, has kicked out of bounds on the full. So it's going to be a Tasmanian free kick inside 40 metres. And Tommy Elvin goes up to stand the mark. So who's going to take it down there. Going to get around the corner to see.
Paul Williams, Pete.
Well, part of the commentary box doesn't go that far. Williams's kick is off target and through for only one behind. So a point to Tasmania, 10-15. Now the Tasmanian total 75, Victoria 8-9, 57. Craig Shaw, well, he was actually named at fullback. Hinkley has played there most of the game. Shaw kicks in and kicks in well. Stevens takes the mark. That could be 50 against Brendan Gale. He's at left half-back flank, Stevens. Victoria needing some run out of the middle. Steins, good mark. He's been in the wars today. Well, he gives it to Somerville. Now they decide to play on Larkin. Larkin's kick up towards full forward. Can the Vicks get one here? McPherson's going to get there first for Tasmania. Good block by Arsiri. The boundary line might be just a little bit too close. Ball shuffled out the back of the pack. Shanahan, well tackled, but to his credit, did get a kick at the ball. Lovell, knocked back by Tasmanian players. Now back it comes for Williams. Kicks to half forward. Marking contest. Hudson got 2 hands on it. Nearly. Ball out of bounds for a throw in left half forward for Tasmania. 75. So it's 57.
Half forward flank for Tasmania. Klein working hard. Oh, there's Atkins coming over the top. That hurried kick was by Steve Wallace, centre of the ground. Grant, brilliantly done, David Grant. Brings it down in front of goal. Oh, some pushing and shoving going on. Hudson! Oh, well, with the pushing and shoving going on in the square. Hudson came from the side and took a ripper.
Yeah, great mark here by Paul Hudson. He got the ride there and took the chest mark in the end. He didn't have to get off the ground very high at all. The ball just spilling out to the back.
Paul Hudson going for goal number 3 from directly in front. He kicks the ball right out of the ground and Tassie go further in front. 11-15, Tasmania lead Victoria 8-9.
As Brendan Gale comes off the ground, he's been replaced by Grant Williams, a Sandy Bay player in the local competition. And that was tremendous play again by David Grant as we look at that in replay. A long kick direct to the goal face. And Paul Hudson, who's been tagged all day but has still done a fantastic job kicking 3 goals for.
Paul Hudson's 3rd goal has made it a little bit difficult for Victoria. And that's holding the ball, and that's going to be a Tasmanian free kick. Who's going to take it? Lovell. Marking contest. Shuffled out the back. Just about holding the ball. Not so, says the umpire. I think it's Darren Pritchard down there. Yes, it is. Leading Tasmania today, Justin Madden. Leading Victoria, John Russo to effect the bounce. Steins and Klein. And thumped away for Tasmania by McCarthy. And that's a trip, is it? Free kick is going to be taken for Victoria by Lovett. Over to Alvin. Alvin kicks to the outer side. Knight's running with the flight of the ball, takes a very good mark and plays on straight away. No mark taken down there for Victoria by Free. Minton Connell, 25-metre hand pass. Big fellow Klein just couldn't bend down to pick it up. Here's Shanahan onto the speedy Pritchard. Pritchard up to the open space on the half-forward line, and Hudson, who's kicked 3 goals. Barwick, the real Dougie Barwick, burst through that one onto the left foot, but he's missed. So his shots at goal haven't really been too fruitful. He missed with the previous 2, and that one bringing up only 1 flag.
Yes, that's 2 behinds to Doug Barwick and 1 out of bounds on the full.
Scholl kicks in to the northern side of the ground this time. Steve Wallace leading in the race for the ball, and leading it better. Down there is Paul Williams.
Gee, he can play, Pete. He's very impressive, mate. Yes. The Collingwood team has picked up a real player in this fella.
Have they ever? He's only a young kid. And big future ahead of him. Oh, it's shuffled out straight to Bond. Here's Paul Williams from 45 metres. He races in, kicks, it's floating through. Another one to Tasmania. Paul Williams has kicked his first, and Tasmania move on to 12-16. Victoria remaining stagnant on 8-9.
Well, it's been a fantastic performance by the Tasmanians, but really the Victorians, a very insipid performance. And only 3 goals coming for the Vic since quarter time. It's just been a pathetic performance by them. They've been completely outplayed by the Tasmanians, and a great goal there to Paul Williams.
Back into the centre, Williams' first goal. Tapped out by Klein. If Tasmania can win this, there really will be voices to have a Tasmanian team in the AFL. Klein again. The hand pass is out wide. Trying to grab it in down there was number 29, Chris Bond. And Bond still on the bottom of the pack and no one going anywhere.
That's the area where they've worked particularly hard, Tasmania, at keeping the ball in. And when it does spill out, Pete, they've got the pace there to run it into that forward line. Some tremendous running players in this Tasmanian side.
Yeah, that's where they've beaten Victoria. I think they might have the same trouble in Adelaide tonight. Anyway, we'll find out. Larkin. Larkin kicks up towards full forward. And a strong mark. It's taken down there by Shanahan.
You've got a hand it. Shanahan's got on top of Morris, Bernie.
Well on top. Well, they've moved Morris from centre-half forward to play at full forward now, and Shanahan's gone with him.
Bond kicks towards the centre wing position. And that's going to be a throw-in.
Just a bit fancy there from Williams. He could have went for that with 2 hands.
1 goal Williams, and a beauty it was. All the ruckmen miss it. Larkin over to Knights. Fletcher gives chase. Morris loses out that one again. Minton Connell. Good shepherd by Shanahan. And Minton Connell, magnificent kick. And there's Fletcher. Read the play beautifully. Lovell. Lovell at right half forward. Tasmania running Victoria into the ground at the moment. A long kick up towards the full forward position. Very nearly a mark down there. Free claiming a free kick for holding the ball. There was none. Steins under plenty of pressure over to Stevens. And Stevens kicks towards the terraces side here at North Hobart. Punched away by Paul Williams. And the ball beating Eccleston over the boundary line. It will be thrown in about 50 metres from the Tasmanian goal. Scoreboard shows 12-16 to 8-9. If you've just joined us, Tasmania in front, not Victoria. Victoria led at the first change. But with 5 minutes remaining in this quarter, Bond's kick, Tasmania doing everything right, especially after the first change. Alexander, that's just about holding the ball, isn't it, surely?
Well, it was a great tackle there by Steve Wallace. But I don't think Alexander had any opportunity to get rid of the ball before that tackle was applied.
Thank you, Bernie. Knocked down by Klein. Fletcher. Again a hand pass over the top. Bond. Ball back to the edge of the square. Picked up by Andy Lovell, who's played a good game. The rebound comes Victoria's way. German will feed out the hand pass. Now a chance for the Vicks to go forward through Eccleston. They need a goal here before three-quarter time if they can get one. They'll be still in with a chance at the final change. The shot taken by Hinckley, who's been moved up towards the forward line. And good defence down there at the back by Jamie Shanahan. And he rushes the ball through for only one behind. So 8-10 to 12-16. 5 goals the difference, Peter McKenna.
But it'd take a complete turnaround for Victoria to win this game. They're just not playing well enough. Tassie well on top everywhere. Simon Minton-Connell to centre wing. Mark taken by Larkin. Now the short one is on, and that's a good lead and a beautiful kick to Hinckley. Now Hinckley will kick from 45, directly in front. They badly need this, Victoria. They've had no semblance of teamwork in this quarter. Hinckley from directly in front. The Geelong defender kicks a little bit to the right, I think. No, it's a goal.
You can tell by the silence around the ground.
12-16 to 9-10, a handy one.
Yes, a badly needed goal. And Ken Hinckley, one Victorian player who at least is leading with some authority. But looking at that goal umpire, he really went close to that post. And just sneaking in that kick there from Ken Hinckley. So that move to the forward line paying dividends. And they really need some players up there who can lead with authority.
88 to 64, Hinckley's first goal. Last series off the ground. Towards half forward, Minton Connell's kick. Rushed. Alvin. His Carlton teammate, a centering kick looking for Morris up there. Ball doesn't bounce too kindly for Minton Connell. German, can he kick a goal here to keep Victoria in it? Steadies, turns and shoots, and that's a goal, no doubt about that. So Peter German putting through his first goal. 2 quick goals coming for Victoria to reduce the deficit to 18 points.
There's 3 goals in this term from the Vicks, and they really needed to do something in this term if they were to have a chance. And now the margin only 18 points. And all of a sudden something's starting to happen for Victoria out of the centre of the ground. But German kicking a good goal, and that good goal to Ken Hinckley. Vicks still with a chance.
All of a sudden, Victoria getting a real snip of it. Here's Nathan Burke's done a pretty good job on Darren Pritchard. Out towards centre wing. Grant races at the ball, still tapping it on David Grant. Stevens to German. Stevens and German again there. German gets it out to Greg Eccleston. Back it comes centre of the ground. Over the back, Minton Connell. He loses the ball in the tackle. Lovell is there and Minton Connell. Now they're lying on it, and umpire John Russo will come in and bounce. Well, it's turned around a little bit in the last 2 minutes.
2 quick goals were handy.
That's right. From a 5-goal break to a 3-goal break makes a big difference. So that'll give Victoria encouragement. Matthew Knights now a holding decision in that ruck contest. It'll go. No, it's not. It's going to Matthew Knights, in fact, for a push in the back. Knights to the full forward line. Oh, courageous mark running back with a flight of the ball. David Grant, best man on the ground in my opinion. Grant to the half-back line. Well, from the half-back line to centre wing. There's only one Tassie player out there. That great play, Klug. Because if that ball spilt down, Knights was waiting for it. Here's Andy Lovell. Fletcher couldn't take the mark. A slick hand pass comes to Barwick. An open goal looming up for Doug Barwick. He kicks, and Doug Barwick goes. A steadier for Tasmania. They move ahead again. 13-16 to 10-10.
That's what Doug Barwick hasn't kicked very accurately today. That's his first goal, in fact. He's kicked 1 goal, 2 and 1 out of bounds on the full. He's had a few opportunities. But good roving there and reading the ball off the pack again from Doug Barwick.
So one goal that Victoria didn't want, just close to three-quarter time, half a minute remaining in the term. And again, it's 4 goals the difference. Can the Vicks get one? Atkins, it doesn't look like it, with the ball going down the other end of the ground. Good tackle down there. Knights, grabbed by Atkins. Ball comes up again to Pritchard. And finally picked up by Chris Bond. Bond back to half forward. You think it would have been close to a free kick for in the back too. The umpire says no. The hand pass comes out to Williams from Lovell. Into the square and McCarthy. And out of bounds or behind.
It's an ordinary kick there from Andy Lovell. He had plenty of time and just from the 30-metre mark couldn't get the goal.
There's the siren, Bernie, for three-quarter time, which shows Tasmania leading by 25 points, 13-17, 95. Victoria 10-10-70 at North Hobart.
Involved for 41 years, and he's officiating today, Pete.
Here we go, the final quarter from North Hobart. Tasmania leading by 25 points from Victoria. So can the Vicks come back? Rucks go at it. Ball hits the deck. Klug, a hand pass off the ground intended for Barwick. Nearly found him. Ball slapped away by Phillips. And a chance for Bond. Gives the hand pass away. And taking the kick is Fletcher. Oh, that's a great mark. Dragged in by Grant Williams. And he will kick from right on 40. Only came on during the third quarter. I don't think he's any relation to Paul Williams. What a grab.
Oh, that's a tremendous grab in a big pack, Pete, wasn't it?
It was, and he gave 2 beautiful handballs in that third quarter when he came on too. So he had a stint at Hawthorn, Grant Williams.
So a chance to put Tasmania further ahead. He's done that, but only by 1 point.
Oh.
So the difference is 26 points now.
Geez, the rooster ball.
Yeah, it was a beautiful kick off the boot.
Solidly built lump. 13-18 to 10-10 at North Hobart. The Vicks are really going to have to find something in the remaining 24.5 minutes of play. Steins takes the mark. Been a useful player for the Vicks. He kicks from left half-back flank. Klug in front. Oh, gee, he's just about got the mark, has he? No, the umpire says play on. And Tasmania will do just that. Once again, it's Bond. And Bond with a high kick to the 40-metre mark. Marking contest down there is all Victoria, and the grab has been taken by Craig Scholl.
And Chris Bond has done well since coming on in place of Trent Nichols, who was killing them too in that second quarter, Trent Nichols. Lovell has been excellent. Steve Wallace, smothered by Darren Pritchard, was terrific play. Pritchard kicks it quickly to the half-forward line. No mark. Socket off the ground, Alexander. There's Williams again. And Alexander, players charge in after it. It's shuffled out to Hudson. Hudson comes back. Oh, went over the line with it, I felt, with the quick kick to full forward line. Danger here because Williams runs straight at it. Now McCarthy trying to get in a hand pass. Scoops it up. Hudson, it was the throw. Umpire John Russo deliberates from side on. And I think he was dead right.
And could be 50 metres there. No, not paid. But have to be careful. Get the ball back on the full, or it would have been a 50 metres.
Eppleton looks for Steins, who was grabbed by Klein. The umpire didn't see it and calls play on. Atkins gets ridden into the ground by his Footscray teammate Wallace, and the umpire will bounce it on centre wing. And a good crowd here. They certainly love their football down in Tasmania, and it would be great for the game if they did get a side in the AFL. And the record today was a side of former great Tasmanians who've played in the VFL, AFL. Some excellent players. Pritchard, short kick up towards half forward, and that's a mark again to Williams. So he's just a little bit closer in. The angle is pretty well the same. Behind the play, Klein on all fours, looks a little the worse for wear. He gets himself up. A juggle, yes, you'd have to pay that.
Yes, he's looked all right, hasn't he, since he's come onto the ground, this fellow? Sandy Bay footballer.
Might drag him back again, the Hawks, if he keeps this up.
Well, they could do worse. So Klein to kick from inside 40 this time. He kicked to the right before, and he's done it again. And that's further towards the behind post. So you'll have to put the thinking cap on.
He put the ball again, Pete, right up in that grandstand. He kicks the ball a country mile, this guy.
2 points kicked by him this quarter. The kick out taken by Eppleton. He kicks to the outer side looking for Steins.
There's a free kick going the way of Jimmy Steins, I think.
I think he paid the mark there, Pete.
The mark, was it? It's coming back to Steins, courtesy of Matthew Knights, but nothing happening for Victoria at the moment. to the half-forward line, and Klug waiting over the back. He lopes around the ground, then casually on the left foot, kicks it to centre of the ground to Clyde. Clyde's not sure what to do. He goes backwards to Atkins, who was covered. It was terrible play by the big ruckman. Larkin to full forward. The big fly is there over the back. Oh, thumped to the line by Minton Connell. Was that deliberate, Bernie?
Was it deliberate?
Well, the intention was there. It would have been a brave umpire. There's Alistair Lynch. Done his job in a workmanlike fashion today. Not as brilliant as last year.
Oh, he's just stuck close to his man, though, hasn't he? He's made it very difficult for the forwards to get a kick.
Well, there he is in front. Good player, Alistair Lynch. There he is now, getting in a quick hand pass. Shanahan, he's lifted his game since quarter time. Lovell, and I've said it before, he's been the surprise packet today, Andy Lovell. He's been a terrific player. Number 12 is Fletcher. Lovell again takes it. Lovell to the half-forward line. Over the back is Brett Lovett. Lovett steadies, and a beautiful kick to the half-forward line. No mark. And they're not getting that loose ball, Victoria. They're fumbling and slipping over, and they just haven't been with it, have they?
No, when the ball's been in dispute, it's usually the Tasmanian team that's come up trumps. And really, there's just been nothing happening at all.
97 plays 70 at North Hobart. Morris knocks clear down to Arsiri. Larkin looks for someone to give it to. His North Melbourne teammate Arsiri was there, but he's robbed of it by Pritchard. Nonetheless, it's going to be a free kick to Mark Arsiri, right at the centre circle. The Vicks need some goals quickly. Oh, that's a shocking kick, and that could be 50. Grant has taken the mark, and Somerville, Bernie, lucky not to get 50 against him.
No, well, I think he had a contest, and the umpire appreciated that, Pete.
Okay, Grant will kick to centre wing, very close to the boundary line. And in fact, it's gone over it, so we'll see a throw in next to the players' interchange area. The sun goes behind the cloud. But really, it has been a delightful day. Probably the Tasmanians will be able to celebrate in style afterwards. Steins, beautiful ruck work to Arsiri, who flips it over the top to Steve Wallace. Wallace looking for Larkin, gets it back to Arsiri, and the little North Melbourne. Oh, Grant has taken him high. That is very high.
Did he ever? Gee, he's slow to get to his feet to Arsiri.
Right across the head.
Yep.
Fletcher kicks to centre wing. Two Tasmanian players are there. It's slapped up towards Atkins. Steve Wallace tracks the ball well. Klug in the way. Thought about, in fact, tried to get it over to Pritchard. Socket off the ground by Nathan Burke. Larkin is there first to Andrew Phillips. Phillips from right centre wing. Morris has it knocked away by Shanahan, and the Tasmanians defending well. Here's a chance for Burke if he can pick up the hand pass. He does, and he gets it over to Hinkley.
Chief is slipping over a lot too. Hinkley onto the left foot. Alvin a big chance for a mark here, and he does so.
Arsiri off and coming on as Liberatora.
Just getting back to that Arsiri incident, it's amazing the umpire's 15 metres away.
That's exactly
and he
right.
didn't give a free kick.
Good mark to Tommy Alvin in the meantime, and he'll kick from about 45 metres. Now, he is a back man, so let's see if he kicks like a back man. And that means out of bounds on the full normally when backmen go down forward.
You can be a...
Well, here's Alvin from directly in front. It's a beautiful kick, in fact, right through the middle. So that may lift the Vicks. They needed something to lift them. 13-19 plays 11-10.
That's what's taken them a long time to get their first goal for the term, Pete. In fact, they've had 7.5 minutes to register a goal. The Tasmanians yet to kick a goal in this last term. They've had a couple of chances through Grant Williams, who's taken some strong marks on the forward line. But, gee, they really need to lift their work rate if they are to get back into this match, the Vicks.
97 plays 76, so Victoria's still in with a chance. It has taken them a while to get their first goal. Bending down is Gale, but he's not going very far. And a lot going on in the clinches out there.
A bit of a left hook throw on there.
By the reaction.
Tony Liberatore was doing the tackling. And maybe Gale was trying to hand pass, I'm not sure.
Gale again over the top. Lovett from a standing start. Kicks to the edge of the square. Grant, who's played a magnificent game, collides with his St Kilda teammate Russell Morris. Then Morris recovers the better. Over to Knights. A chance for Victoria here. German steadies. And steadies too much, it would seem, because he's missed and kicked only one behind. And the Vicks still in it. 20 points down. Not insurmountable, but they would have to lift. Steve McPherson to kick in. A good game here last year. In fact, was on top in the first half today. Hasn't been quite as noticeable after half-time. The mark taken by Andy Lovell. And he has played well today. Lovell's kick to the centre wing. At the back is Hudson. In front was Paul Williams. Alvin. Hand passes out to Matthew Knights. In towards the goal square. Marking contest knocked away by Lynch. A snapshot down there for Victoria. That hit the post, and that came from Hinckley, I think. Yes, it did. So 11-12, 78 to 13-19, 97. The Vicks peppering away, and Simon Minton-Connell to kick in.
Well, he's got the loose man out there too. Steve McPherson. They can really get it going here out wide. Gale. Oh, it's going to sit for him. No, it won't. In fact, it bounces over the line. Been pretty quiet actually today, Brendan Go, but then again we must remember he played Sunday in that heat.
Yeah, that's right. It'd take a lot out of a player, but
Carrara.
It's good to see him now competing and doing a lot of hard work in the ruck in this final term.
Matthew Larkin. It's a further afield to Tony Free to the half-forward line. They're still in it, Victoria. Grant gets in a hand pass. McPherson. Oh, cleverly done, Steve McPherson. That was good play. Kicks to the half-forward line. Over the back, Brett Stevens, a good safe mark. Stevens to centre wing, Nathan Burke marks. Now I wonder if he'll pick up Darren Pritchard when the Saints play Hawthorn next Saturday. He's picked him up today. Liberatore to Alvin, but it was a 50-metre penalty in the meantime, either against Paul Williams or Steve McPherson, one of the two. Nathan Burke, gee, if they can get a goal here, Victoria, they'd be right back in it. Now, Alvin's on his own, not being manned up, but they elect to ignore him. There's the fly. Oh, great mark, front of the pack. A terrific mark by Hinckley. He's looked good down forward, Bernie.
Very talented player, Ken Hinckley. Had a stint at Fitzroy early in his career. Didn't like the city life there, went back up the country. Was snapped up by Geelong. And that's a good mark coming across the pack there.
Well, he's kicked one, and the Vicks will be right back in this match. If he can kick it. Oh, there it is. It's a goal. Ken Hinckley has kicked his second, and 12-12 plays 13-19, so the margin now only 13 points.
He's a very talented player, as I said, Ken Hinckley. I think he's too good to be wasted on the back line. I know Malcolm Blight has used him in defence. He probably became frustrated with Ken Hinckley's kicking for goal because he did miss a lot when he was playing on the half-forward line with Geelong, but very good grab. And it has given Victoria a chance.
Victoria's third goal of the quarter. Hinckley's second goal. The crowd comes to life. The Vicks in with a chance. Gale grabbed. Good tackle down there by Nathan Burke, but the umpire, that's umpire Kane, has decided it was a stalemate and bounces it just off the circle. Rucks go at it again. Knocked down by Steins. Players collide. The ball kicked out of the pack by Burke again, and the mark has been taken by Peter German. So the Vicks lifting themselves, and indeed they needed to. Marking contest up the front, and that's a great grab taken by Hinckley again.
There he is again. As I said, Pete, he's too good to be wasted on the back line, Ken Hinckley. He's a very talented and creative player. And look at that grab. He just had eyes for the ball only. A tremendous fly over Somerville.
Start that one.
Alistair Lynch.
Hinckley. Oh, gee, you have to wait on the goal umpire for that one. He's got it. He just sneaked it in. Hinckley's third goal, his second this quarter, and all of a sudden the match has come alive. 13-12 to 13-19. 3 goals to Hinckley, and there's only 7 points the difference.
And they've stopped to a walk in this last quarter, Pete. Tasmania, they really need a goal here, or otherwise it looks like the Vicks could sneak a win out of this.
Well, I said it had to be a complete turnaround for them to win. Well, it's turned round all right, and looks like a different match now to what we were watching. Gale versus Steins. Tasmania by 7 points. Steins gets the hit out, taps it on towards the half-forward line, punched away by Shanahan. They need a goal. They need a steadier. There's Gale tapping it on to Trent Nichols. Did that well. Nichols caught, lies on top of it. That's holding the ball. Good decision. Tommy Alvin breaks away, brings it to the half-forward line. Morris in front, Shanahan at the back. Shanahan thumps it down. Victoria working much harder than Tasmania at the moment. Steve Wallace to the half-forward line. Hinckley again, couldn't take the mark. Backup support from German. Grant's in after him. Players charge in after it at the half-forward line for Victoria. And umpire John Russo will come in and bounce.
So Victoria a chance to get another goal, 40 metres out. Victoria trailing by only 7 points now. Here's a chance for Phillips. He gets cannoned into. Steve Wallace has taken the mark, 40 metres out. And the best adjective I can think to describe that is ugly. Morris. And getting the hand pass back again was Phillips. He's had a shot at goal and has registered only one behind. So a point to Victoria, and that makes the difference. One straight kick with less than 13 minutes left in the contest. A point kick by the Carlton player. So Tasmania now to find answers, if in fact they can. Minton Connell to kick in. Well, it has been a top match. Kicks to the outer side, and Lynch might have just got a hand on that. Grant comes up with the ball. Grant kicks to Klug. Picked up for Victoria by Craig Scholl. Kicks the ball across his body. And the umpire might have given a free kick. I thought I heard a whistle. No. Liberatore decides to play on. Over to his Footscray teammate and Steve Wallace. And the pass is effective down to half forward. Hinckley again. What a last quarter he's playing, Bernie.
Well, it's since half-time. In fact, he's kicked 3 goals, 1 in the third quarter, 2 in this last quarter. And at last, the Victorian side has a forward who is leading with some authority, Peter. The rest of the forwards have been very insipid for Victoria.
So Hinckley from right on 50. It's going to be a line ball decision. In fact, it won't quite make the distance. Morris have to be quick to get the hand pass out.
Free
Wasn't
kick.
quite quick enough. Alvin.
Free kick.
Has gone.
Free kick to Morris.
Well, if the umpire had been watching, he could have let that go, Pete, because Tommy Alvin put that right through the middle, but it was definitely a free kick against Shanahan, a rather crude tackle. The umpire sees the funny side of it.
The players never do they? But
No.
John Russo's got a great relationship with the players. He knows how to handle it.
There's the angle that Russell Morris has to kick. Not much daylight between the posts. Shanahan stands the mark. The goal here would level the scores. Not with that kick, Russell. In fact, it's a mark taken by Grant in the last line of defence and no score.
Gee, I hate that kicking style. That's taking too long over the ball.
Yeah, it's too deliberate. He looks too tense, doesn't he, Pete?
Exactly, like standing over a golf ball, as we see the ball brought back into Liberatore from his Footscray teammate Wallace. Here's Steins from 50 metres. Is this a mark? No. Morris has it tapped away into an open goal for Victoria. Goes Larkin, and it's a goal. Scores a level.
Well, what a turnaround. Tasmania looked to have the game on the plate at three-quarter time. They led by 25 points, had a great third quarter, Bernie, but things have turned around.
They certainly have. I think you can thank Ken Hinckley for his work on the forward line, but also the Victorian around the centre are doing well. And the Tasmanian, the running players have just gone out of the game completely. They've kicked 4-3 in this final term, and Tasmania have only managed 2 behinds.
Stein, Victoria finishing full of running. They might get another one here. Phillips kicks long. Where's Hinckley? Morris is there, takes the front position. Couldn't get boot to ball. Good tackle applied down there. Shanahan comes out with the ball. The tackle was applied by Alistair Lynch. The ball kicked to the outer side. Mark Andor free kick, and it's taken by McCarthy. He really did get cannoned into after he took the mark. A little bit of a nudge out there, but Gale has the mark in front of Stein. Gale on left centre wing. Haven't seen that much of him today, but of course he did play at Carrara on Sunday in the heat. So he could have taken a little bit out of him. Minton Connell, has he been moved to the forward line? I thought that was a mark.
Oh, that was a mark, wasn't it, Bernie?
Yeah,
Well, Minton Connell thinks it was, and I thought it was too. It was unbelievable.
Have a look at this.
And
One, two.
Yep. And Everston grabbed it out of his arms after he'd taken the mark.
Gee, that was a bit rough, John. Steins and Gale, the rucks go at it. Pritchard is not going anywhere. In fact, he's been well held today by Nathan Burke. He's done a pretty good job on him. And the question has been posed whether they'll line up again when they play on Saturdays, and Kilda taking on Hawthorn in one of the big games of the round.
Centre half point for Tasmania. They would badly need the next goal because they've been thrashed in this quarter. Victoria with the run on. John Russo will bounce it again. There's Darren Pritchard. Have to give it back. Different Victorian side, and one move has done it. Well, not only one move, but the main move has been to put Hinckley down to the forward line. It's given them a target. Now this will be another bounce. Good umpiring by John Russo. Now Hannah has gone down to the forward line. McCarthy picking him up.
McCarthy now playing at full back or in the back pocket.
Well, they had to do something. I wasn't really going up to him,
No.
but they had to move Minton Connell to the forward line. He was looking very tired and he was chasing hard. There's Scholl to the wide open spaces. Oh, McPherson versus Phillips. A bounce for Phillips. Phillips on the right foot brings it into half forward. Shanahan versus Morris. Shanahan took front position. Here's Matt Larkin. Loses it to Atkins. Well played, Atkins. But in the meantime, there's a free kick around the shoulder. Simon Atkins. There's no one moving for him. Atkins to half forward. Out in front of Lovell. Klug and Lovell. Knocked away by Scholl. And over the line it goes with the scores dead set level. 13-19 Tasmania. 14-13 Victoria.
Williams off the ground and Bond back on too.
Ruck contest. Steins gets it down. Not too far for Victoria. Nathan Burke. A short kick that might be out of bounds on the full, judging by crowd reaction. In fact, it is the free kick to be taken by Chris Bond, who's just come back onto the ground, as Bernie mentioned. He kicks from right centre wing. Tasmania badly needing a goal here. Huge pack of players go at the ball. Knights, grabbed too high, surely. And the advantage rule was played. Brett Stevens comes away with it. Stevens kicks towards Morris, who hasn't done that much since quarter time. Had a good first quarter. Hannah knocks the ball down. Larkin gets the pass out. Back it comes to Phillips from Somerville. That's going pretty close. Goal umpire getting right underneath it and indicates one behind only. Tasmanians breathe a sigh of relief. Very, very close. 97-98. Victoria in front by the narrowest of margins. McCarthy kicks in. Shanahan has done a good job, as we said, on Morrison's quarter time in particular. This is Bond. Another play with the long sleeves. 19-29. And Gale has the mark at midfield. Wants to get it moving a little bit quicker.
Brendan Gale, a wobbly one. It might float over the back. This one, it certainly does. Here's the pace. Punched away by Stevens. And at least for Tasmania, it's down in their forward pocket. They trail by 1 point.
Still anyone's game. It's right down to the wire now, 20 minutes into the term. And the Tasmanians doing the attacking. They really need this one.
Well, they've become urgent all of a sudden. I wonder if they're a little bit complacent. They might have thought the game was just about won. Here's their chance at half forward. Some strong tackling. Grabbed by Scholl. Kicked out of the pack. Right out towards the boundary line. It's Matthew Knights getting there first. Knights will swing onto the left foot. He's a beautiful kick. 60-metre kick to the half-forward line. Hinkley, the flyer, couldn't take it. Shanahan ridden into the ground. It will be a free kick to Shanahan. Geez, lifted his game. He was thrashed in the first quarter by Morris. He's had the better of the duel since then. Jamie Shanahan to half-forward. Gale should get there. Oh, he drops the mark. Gives off a hand pass. Alistair Lynch kicks to half-forward. Great mark, Williams. Now, this Williams is Grant Williams, of course. Number 25. Came on in the third quarter. Great pass by Lynch.
Oh, fantastic pass by Lynch. Good work by the big bloke Brendan Gale to recover from that marking contest. And great run from Alistair Lynch out of the back line, playing in the back pocket on Peter Somerville. And now this fellow, can he kick straight?
Well, he'll put it out of the ground. He's a thumping kick. He's directly in front. He stabs. And it's a goal. 5-point lead to Tasmania.
Grant Williams' first goal couldn't have come at a better time after kicking two behind previously.
Yes, Petey's kicked the entire score, in fact, for Tasmania in this final term. He's kicked 1 goal too, and took a couple of tremendous marks. This was a good lead and a good pass from Alistair Lynch, as I said, up from the back line, just drifting over the top there. And a very good grab, as he's shown. He can take some good marks, this fellow, Grant Williams.
Back into the centre. 5 points the difference. It's a thriller at North Hobart. Alvin for Victoria. Tom Alvin's kick up towards full forward. Very nearly a mark. Ooh. Hannah has the kick smothered by McCarthy. He gets it again. Kicks across his body. Won't be a score. And a good mark taken down there for Tasmania by Adrian Fletcher.
He's played well, Pete Fletcher.
Played well last year too.
Coming in for kick number 11. 103 plays 98 as the clock ticks down in the State of Origin clash. Steins thought about playing on. Just as well he went back.
Yes, he's called play on.
He's called play on. I didn't think he went over the mark. But it's all Tasmania down there. Pritchard probably would be quite content to see the ball over the line, and Steins does indeed pose the obvious question.
No, well, he didn't go over the mark, but he went sideways. Pete, and once you do that, it's definitely play on.
He went over it by millimetres, I think, Bernie. We won't dispute that point, though. Atkins goes in pretty solidly on his Footscray teammate, Liberatore. Ball scooped out to Pritchard and Burke. Good tackle by Nathan Burke. The ball spills free and taken over by Andy Lovell. And the throw-in will follow. Still right half-forward flank for Victoria. The Victorians trailing by 5 points in a thriller here in the State of Origin clash. Under 5 minutes left in the match. Gale, Atkins. And the star, I think, was holding the ball.
They haven't played that hardly all day, that one.
That was a tough decision.
Well, he was lying on it, I suppose you could say that. Is that a mark?
Ken Hinkley again, Pete.
What a last quarter. Now he's kicked 3 goals.
He's the only forward for Victoria that has looked like doing any good. He's not scared to get in front. He leads well for the ball. The rest of the Victorian forward line has been very static, including Russell Morris. Milhana hasn't done much playing on the forward line, but this bloke has really turned the game around.
He certainly has, from 41 metres, 41 or 42 metres, and that is a goal. Ken Hinkley brings up goal number 4 after playing half the game at full back, so that's not a bad effort. Victoria back in front, 3.5 minutes to go. Can they hang on? What a thriller.
There's 4 goals all coming in this second half to Ken Hinkley. And there's another good mark. Gee, he can play this boy. He's got heaps of talent. His kicking sometimes lets him down, but he's kicked 4 goals, 2, including a poster. And he's the player that's turned it around for the Vics.
So 1 point the difference. A point the difference in favour of Victoria. Morris flips on.
Nathan Burke and Pritchard. Burke to the pocket. Oh, the mark dropped down there by Hannah. Not an easy one.
I think he'd be disappointed though, Pete, that he missed that one.
Should have snaffled that one. He's only had 5 kicks and 3 handballs, Milhana. But the ball, most importantly, in Victoria's forward pocket area. Somerville from the centre of the pack, racing after it. Tapped on by McCarthy and over the line. Tasmania trail by 1 point. They've led all day and have been far the better side for 3 quarters. But this last quarter, great quarter by Victoria. Here they go through Grant, tapping it on to Barwick. Barwick versus Elvin. Still on that half-forward line for the Vics. Hinkley beautifully to Hannah. Hannah from 40 metres kicks a goal, a beautiful looking kick. And he splits the centre. Victoria by 7 points.
Hannah's 3rd goal. And that might make it difficult for Tasmania. They've got to get 7 points to draw, so they need 2 scoring shots. I wonder if time's going to beat them.
Yeah, that's going to make it very tough there. The Tasmanian defence not taking it in their possession, just trying to tap it on. And there's Ken Hinkley again setting up this goal to Milhana, and that's a good kick for goal from 40 metres out on a fairly tight angle. And as Peter said, very tough for Tassie now.
110 to 103, 2.5 minutes left in the State of Origin clash. And the Tasmanians need a goal desperately. Atkins trying to get clear. Liberatore dives on top of the pack. Darren Pritchard, I think, is the last to get up. Yes, he is. And it will be another bounce by umpire John Russo. All in for this one. So that will certainly help Victoria. Steins and Gale. Steins over the side. Atkins just about throws the ball out, but umpire John Russo had blown the whistle. Maybe prematurely.
Maybe, Pete. The Tassies were away then, the Tasmanians, and it was Fletcher charging away into the forward line.
So another bounce. Rucks go at it again. Same 2. Knocked down by Gale this time. He might give a free kick to break this up. Atkins it was. Scholl. Scholl's kick is short. Morris will look for somebody going past. There was nobody there. Fletcher gets ridden into the ground by Morris. Alistair Lynch breaks away. Can Tasmania build something of this? Steve McPherson. Oh, mammoth 55-metre punt down towards Stevens, who fists the ball back, but it's still Tasmania. Through Atkins. Atkins up towards right forward pocket. Klug, will he flip the ball back or has he taken it out of bounds? I thought it was out. The boundary umpire thought likewise.
Not enough urgency then by Klug, was there, Bernie?
Well, the kick wasn't spot on, but Johnny Klug, he hasn't got a lot of pace at the best of times.
Noble coming on for the first time today as we take the boundary throw in. Pritchard, can the skipper do something? Well, he's got the behind that they need.
Oh, could we have a tie?
So 1 goal the difference with 1 minute 15 left.
Well,
I don't want to sound anti-Victorian, but I would love to see Tassie get that goal. I think it would be fantastic because a draw would be a good result. Been a top game. I've enjoyed it. Hope you have at home. Alexander, who's been very dangerous close to goals.
Oh, nearly a mark.
It was nearly a mark. Flipped out by Atkins. And the ball kicked up by Barwick.
Out to centre wing. Knights will take this to the line. You can bet on that now. He lets it go over. The throw in to take place at half forward for Tasmania. Scoreboard 110 to 104. Tasmania need a goal to tie the scores.
The Tasmanian player down in a lot of trouble on the other side of the ground too, Pete.
Scholl kicks it to the wide open spaces. Number 5 is Anthony Cole from North Hobart, but he's lost it to Hinkley. Hinkley's turned this game around. He sprints in the goal. He brings it to Morris, and that could be shut the gate. And at a 50-metre penalty, maybe no.
Yeah, that's it now. The Tassie, it's been a brave performance by the Tasmanians, but that's it.
Well,
time running out.
The kick from Morris will be from 15 metres, almost directly in front. Brendan Gale injured behind the plate. He's getting up and limping off. That doesn't look good news for Tigers fans. Back in Melbourne, they lead by a goal, Victoria, and this should be the second goal. They will lead by a lot of fans streaming out of the ground. The kick by Morris, a goal. So that has shut the gate for Tasmania. Victoria lead by 2 straight kicks.
Yes, and to make matters worse for Tasmania, Brendan Gale looks like he's injured a knee rather severely.
Well, the siren's obviously gone because everyone's charged onto the ground. We didn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear it at all.
And it looks like a 2-goal victory to the Vics.
Yes, 2-goal victory to Victoria. The Tasmanians can't believe it. They led it to half-time, led it three-quarter time by 25 points. And Victoria finishing all over the top. The final score was 17-14, 116 to Tasmania 14-20, 104.